Holy crap.
People persist in doubting the evidence.
Don't run and hide. Don't be afraid. Don't turn away any longer. The truth will set you free.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
We're turning all of our antennas towards Jimmy Church.
And now, your host, the captain of conspiracy, the prince of paranormal. This ain't your daddy's radio network show. This is Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
All right, let's go. 3, 2, 1, blast off. Thunderbirds, go. Fade to Black, the Wednesday edition, bespoke radio for the masses. Today's Wednesday, February 18th, 49 days into the new year, 316 days left. As always, we are live from the truthfunders.com studios right here, downtown Burbank, California. Beautiful downtown Burbank. Truth Funders, do you have a book, an expedition, invention, or paranormal documentary? You need to get funded. Go to truthfunders.com. Truth Funders, the number one source, the only source of backing your project into the fringe. I'd like to welcome everybody listening all around the world, all across the United States, hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, east and west, up and down, north and south, far and near. Welcome. For KJCR and the Game Changer Network, I am your oh-so-humble host, Jimmy Church. Jack just tweeted Thunderbirds. Love it. That gets a retweet. Just like that. Just like that. What is that, man? Is that a Freddy Krueger chipmunk? What is that, Walter? Follow us on Twitter right now. That's what I'm doing. At JChurchRadio. Hashtag F2B. Get your tweet deck going. All right. Tonight on the show, Story Musgrave. Astronauts. 6 times in space. Story Musgrave. STS-80. Story Musgrave. All right. Oh, man. We got a lot of news today. I'm going to get to that. Oh, man. I'm excited about Story. We haven't done the normal check-in with Story. I will say that. Normally, I have conversed. I talked to Story over the weekend. Normally, I have talked to the guest by now. And I haven't talked to Story yet. So, here we go. Everybody here in the studio is dialing Story until he picks up the phone. Oh, man. So, anyway, he'll be with us at the bottom of the hour. If not, we'll just go to FADERNIGHT until he comes in. We'll just go to open lines until we hear from Story. It's not the first time over the last year and a half where I haven't heard from a guest. I haven't heard. I talked to him the day before, and it's showtime, and no sound check. Nothing's happened, no line check. Haven't heard from him. I'm like, okay, man, let's do the show. And 5 minutes before they're supposed to come on, I'll see a text come in, or my cell phone. Hey, man, you ready? So it's okay. It's called live radio is what it's called. All right. So anyway, tonight, Story Musgrave will be with us. And become a FADERNOT. Become a FADERNOT. Get your patch. Get your Fader badge. Go to faders.org, www.faders.org. It's free. It's fun. Become a FADERNOT today. Also, I've been watching this all over Twitter today. A couple of cool things I just wanted to comment on. The FADERNIGHT coffee mugs. I don't even have one of those. Have you seen those? Have you seen the FADERNIGHT coffee mugs? Holy crap. I mean, seriously, where's mine? You know what I mean? I want mine. Go to studio or shop studio. Go to shop.faders.org. FADERS. Shop.faders.org. Got one, a new woman's tank top. I saw that today. Yeah, check it out. Really, 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 really cool stuff. And I would like to see somebody post these up in Twitter, too. Some of these pics are pretty cool. Also today, Norick. Yeah, there it is. Follow us on Twitter, @JChurchRadio. Norick posted his Studio Dome SD1 kit spread out on the table. Pretty cool kit. Oh man, I'm just wondering. Okay, anyway, for the Studio Dome speakers, the Bluetooth speakers, and the promo that Norick had posted. Norick, you should retweet that. I like the way you laid it out on your table for everybody to see. Just go to jimmychurchradio.com. Very simple. And click on the banner for Studio Dome speakers. And enter promo code Jimmy and get $40 off the list price of $99.99. And that's a deal of $59.99. And you get free shipping. All right? And the most robust, coolest warranty in the business. Just tell them you're a FADERNIGHT. That's all you got to do. They promised me. All right? Also... we had a ton of entries yesterday for Contact in the Desert. Go over, fire it up right now. Just go to jimmychurchradio.com, click on Contact in the Desert contest, May 29th through the 31st in Joshua Tree, California. Everybody's going to be there. Giorgio, Eric Von Daniken, Richard Dolan, Linda Moulton Howe, John Anthony West, Mike Barra, myself. I'm just Grant Cameron, Jesse Marcel. I'm just reaching now. There's about 30 or 40 speakers, all A-list, are going to be there. Lynn Kitai is going to be there. You do want to come hang out, all right? And somebody tweeted yesterday, one of the FADERNIGHTs is that one of the shirts? That right there, Bob, is that one of the FADERNIGHT shirts? Or is that a Space Boy shirt? What is that, FADERNIGHT or Space Boy? Could be both. I wonder what the back looks like. That's pretty cool. Somebody tweeted yesterday that he's going out there with a recreational trailer, man, that like a fifth wheel, sleeps 8. And when you say that publicly to all the other FADERNIGHTs, what you're saying is, mi casa, su casa. That's what I'm talking about. Now we're going to be somewhere out there, and on the property for Joshua Tree. But I'll tell you what, if there's room, Wowo and I will be right there in that trailer. Wowo loves trailers. Her favorite thing, the one thing that she wants to do, is go across the country in an RV. That's her dream vacation. RV, heading across. You know what I mean? Hoover Dam, the Mammoth Cave, go to Gatlinburg, swing over to Nashville, go to Music Row, and then maybe head down to Key West. Just go right across, then cut back to Yellowstone. You know what I'm saying? That's her dream. So somebody's going to be out there with a Sleep 8 trailer. I'm all down for that. Campfire, you know what I'm talking about? S'mores. Go enter the contest right now, and let's do this, man. Contact in the Desert, jimmychurchradio.com. Click enter. Next week on FADERNIGHT, we'll be banging through, I'm going to guess, but I'm going to say 7. We'll do 7. We'll do 7 winners next Thursday, week from tomorrow. But you don't have a chance unless you enter. So go enter. All right. Where are we? Let's get this show. Somebody just tweeted. I just saw this. What's the best way to listen on internet radio? we've been getting these requests for grace and so forth. I don't know. When somebody says internet radio, what do they mean? I mean, Spreaker, TalkStream Live, TuneIn, isn't that it? That's what Jack, that's what I want right there. That's cool. Whoa was all about that. Whoa, check that out. That's me and you. Oh, yeah, that got retweeted. So I think, is that what you're referring to? Does Grace Radio just dial into TalkStream Live and TuneIn and Spreaker? Isn't that how it happens? I would assume. All right. Today, let's get this show cracking. Today, John Travolta is 61 years old. Dr. Dre, John Travolta is 61. I don't believe it. Dr. Dre is 50. I don't believe that either. Matt Dillon is 51. I'm leaning on that. That sounds about right. Vanna White is only 58. That I'm not buying. And this is what is curious, because I just said Matt Dillon. Molly Ringwald today is 47. I didn't know they had the same birthday, but I'm not done. You're going to really trip in just a second. Styx founder, keyboardist, singer, Dennis DeYoung, 68 years old. Man, what is your favorite Styx song? I love Styx. Where were they from? Chicago? Chi-Town? Champaign, Rockford, somewhere out there in the Midwest. Our dead guys' birthdays today, got two. Enzo Ferrari, the man. That's right, the Colombo V12. 1898 to 1988. And director John Hughes. Now, didn't I just say Molly Ringwald? Didn't I just say Matt Dillon? John Hughes' birthday today. Of course, he passed away in 2009 at the age of 59, born in 1950, died in 2009. But John Hughes, writer and director of some of the most successful films of all time, period. Director of, check this list out, not writer. I mean, he wrote Home Alone, and he wrote Vacation, and he wrote Christmas Vacation. You can go on and on. His writing credits, he's got 50 or 60 huge movies. But writer and director of Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles, Breakfast Club, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Weird Science, and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Now, he directed Molly Ringwald in Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles, Breakfast Club, and they had the same birthday. And it wasn't, I feel like Matt Dillon was in a couple of those movies too. Was he in Breakfast Club? Was Matt Dillon in that? No, he wasn't. Was he? I can't remember. But crazy, isn't it? I didn't think it was right, but it is right. So there you go. So, Twitter. Right now, Styx. Yes, man. Everybody loves Styx. Favorite Styx album? Yeah, okay, I'm with you. I didn't even call for that. Favorite Styx songs? Too much time on my hands. I didn't go there. I love you, Fadernauts. I love you, Fadernauts. I got to go with Come Sail Away, because that's all about aliens. That's all about E.T. I got to go with Come Sail Away. That whole album is pretty smoking. Dennis DeYoung. All right. Twitter right now. Let's light this up. Best movie ever, Miss Myra. She just said she's reading my mind. You got to love it, man. You got to love it. What's the best John Hughes film? What's your favorite? You can go with writing if you want, but I think his best stuff is the stuff that he directed. And Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles, Breakfast Club, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Weird Science, Plane, Trains, and Automobiles. There's a couple more, too. But I think everybody knows which one is my favorite. And everybody's going to say Breakfast Club. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, Ned Head just said Come Sail Away. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Okay, you ready? My favorite? Come on, man. Weird Science. Although Planes, Trains, and Automobiles are pretty amazing. Ferris Bueller's amazing. 16 Candles, soft spot. I'm cool. I'm soft, pretty, and pink. Same thing. Breakfast Club, right up there. One of the greatest. But I got to go with Weird Science. Kelly LeBrock. I got to go with Weird Science. All right. Styx soundtrack for Dune. They didn't do the soundtrack for Dune. That was, oh, man. The soundtrack for Dune was Rosanna, the band that sang Rosanna. Whoever that was. Another one of those 80s bands. All right. Twitter, @JChurchRadio. Got to have some fun. Twitter, @JChurchRadio. Man, I'm running out of time already. Facebook, YouTube, everything's Fade to Black, JChurchRadio. Just go right now, follow, like, and subscribe. You know what to do. Tonight, Astronaut Story Musgrave. Call-in numbers 323-825-5045, or you can Skype in Fade2Black14. Email throughout the show, Jimmy@JimmyChurchRadio.com. And if you have any questions, you can, I was going to say Fade to Black Q, F2BQ, hashtag F2BQ. Get it going. Oh, that's it. I made it to break. I'll be back right after this. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. This is Fade to Black on the Game Changer Network. I'll be back right after this.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
What's up, revolutionaries? It's me, Jimmy Church. Do you have an IRS or state tax issue? Well, I did, and I called national tax experts. My problems were fixed, done, fini, and man, I gotta tell you, it was a relief. National tax experts are a recognized tax office that services clients in all 50 states. Doesn't matter where you live. Give them a call. I'm telling you, they take the time to understand each and every client's individual financial status as well as their financial goals. And that's exactly what you need, my brother, when you're taking on the evil 3-letter. So, seriously, give them a call today at 1-877-909-5444. Again, 1-877-909-5444. Or go check out their website, www.nattaxexperts.com. That's NATTAXEXPERTS.com. Tell them Jimmy sent you.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Welcome to everybody listening all around the world, all across the United States. All of you new listeners, just check this out. This is a long-form discussion show. All you need to do, turn up your speakers, turn up your radio, turn up your computer, whatever you're listening on, kick back, grab a drink, turn out the lights, and make it happen. We go on an adventure here every night for 3 hours, and it's cool. And in the end, you get a little more smart. I promise. Tonight we have Story Musgrave on with us. We're still reaching out to Story. Story Musgrave. The call-in number is 323-825-5045. You can also Skype in Fade2Black14. Let's get to the news you know nothing about. Today, President Barack Obama, speaking at his summit on countering violent extremism, sought to strike a balance between appealing for more acceptance of Muslim Americans while emphasizing the need to remain vigilant against radicals who could turn violent. We are not at war with Islam, he said. We are at war with the people who have perverted Islam. Obama went to lengths before the summit to began to avoid linking extremism to the Muslim faith. Immediately after today, and I don't know if you guys noticed this, but right after his little speech, all of the mainstream channels, and I do this all the time, I start changing channels. I want to hear comments. And I heard this on all the networks. They all referred to, and I'm quoting here, the full force of the U.S. will be used against ISIS. And I was like, wait a minute. Did I miss that? I didn't hear him say that, the full force of the U.S. What the heck? And I didn't hear that exact reference, and now MSM seems to be backing off. I can't find any reference to it anymore. It was really weird how they just blasted us with that and then immediately backed off on all of their websites, and there was nothing there. Very trippy. Years ago, this is all over the internet today, so I know you guys caught this, but years ago, Blink-182 recorded a song called Aliens Exist. Today, Tom DeLonge is speaking out once again about E.T. He says he's been researching aliens for the past 20 years, described a recent camping trip he and two friends took to Area 51, where he awoke at 3 a.m. to voices and was unable to move his body. Now, Paper Magazine did an interview. Here's a couple of quotes. He says, I'm quoting here, "My whole body felt like it had static electricity. And I opened my eyes and the campfire's still going and there's a conversation going on outside the tent," DeLonge said. "It sounded like there were more than 20 people out there talking, and instantly my mind goes, okay, they're at our campsite. They're not here to hurt us. They're talking about stuff, but I can't make out what they're saying. But they're working on something." End quote. He then says, "I close my eyes and I wake up and the fire is out and I have about 3 hours of lost time." DeLonge also admits to having read 200 books about aliens and refers to the topic as the biggest story of mankind. He says authorities have previously kept an eye on him due to his research into the subject. And he goes on to say, "You have to understand, I've been involved in this for a long time. I have sources from the government. I've had my phone tapped." End quote. I have reached out to DeLonge. I've got to get him on this show. That's it. I'm done. He's got to come on this show. Israel today unveiled the largest collection of medieval gold coins ever found in the country. The find was made 2 weeks ago near the Israeli port city of Caesarea, and consists of more than 2,000 coins weighing about, check this, 13 pounds. 13 pounds, the Israel Antiquities Authority said. The coins were likely swept up in some recent storms, said Kobe Sharvit, director of the authority's Marine Archaeology Unit, adding that they provided a fascinating and rare historical evidence from the era in the 10th and 11th centuries. The divers initially thought they had spotted toy coins, but later showed a few of them to officials. Marine archaeologists using metal detectors then found the larger haul with coins of various denominations, dimensions, and weight. The divers handed over all of the coins. The coins probably came from a boat that sank on its way to deliver tax money to Egypt, or from a merchant ship trading among the Mediterranean coastal cities. My answer to that is they know nothing. They just found 13 pounds. I mean, okay, let me ask the Fadernauts right now. You're out swimming, you're snorkeling, you're with your buds, and you find 13 pounds of gold coins. Are you turning that in? I mean, are you turning that in? I don't know. I think I'd turn in half. That's what I would. You'd get caught. I don't know. If you turn in half, then you do get caught on the other half because they got one eye on you, right? I guess clean conscience is better. Two companies are asking the United States government to let Twitter publish details about secret requests the social media site has received from law enforcement. But the Justice Department says national security requires those entities not be named. The fate of the United States government ability to silently serve tech companies with a type of court order that compels firms to hand over private user data to federal authorities is currently being fought, predictably, cloak and dagger. A lawsuit filed in the Northern District of California late last year by Twitter, that's right, seeks to have a federal court judge say that the Federal Bureau of Investigation's practice of serving companies with NSA letters, or NSLs, a type of administrative subpoena issued often with gag orders and almost always absent of judicial oversight. It violates the Constitution. Sunlight is a key factor for architects that when they take into account in their designs, windows and so forth. You get it. But they're pretty much at the mercy of Mother Nature to provide it. However, a new innovation may be set to change that. I've checked this out myself. It's very cool. An Italian company called Colux has developed an LED light that impeccably recreates the appearance of sunlight so well that both human brains and cameras cannot tell the difference. Designers captured the color, temperature, and intensity of sunlight by recreating the same natural conditions that exist in the Earth's atmosphere, but on a nanoscale. Using nanoparticles, Colux designers essentially compress 6 miles of Earth's atmosphere into a few millimeters to artificially recreate Rayleigh scattering. And rather than a gas, Colux's light source passes through a solid layer. The light itself is an LED projector that emits white light in a spectrum that mimics the sun's output. A sophisticated optical system creates the sensation of the distance between the sky and the sun. And it's ultra cool. A video of an airport worker stripping naked to go through a security scanner in protest and heavy-handed security guards has gone viral. Georgie Makainen, 31, who works at the airport in the city of St. Petersburg in northwestern Russia, had finished his shift and was going home when he remembered he left his keys at work. According to news.com.au, he said, "I returned back to the airport and was just in the section where trains arrive with passengers when I was stopped and asked to remove my belt before going through the scanner." And he said, "Look, I know the rules, and I know that it isn't necessary here in the pre-flight area to be so strict, and security guards were just being heavy-handed. When I refused and told them I wanted to just get my keys, they called the police. When officers arrived, Georgie stripped off everything and walked through the scanner at St. Petersburg Pulkovo Airport." Step aside, Spider-Man. The world's strongest stuff isn't silk. It's snail teeth. That's right. The teeth of the common limpet, Patella vulgata, are tougher than Kevlar and stronger than spider silk. Researchers report in the February 18th issue of the Royal Society Journal Interface. Spider silk, and I'm quoting here, "Spider silk has been winning the competition for a long time, and I was surprised and excited that limpet teeth beat the old winner," said lead study author Asa Barber, a professor of mechanical engineering at the University of Southampton in England. I was shocked. I always thought spider silk was number one. Zach Morris, I know you guys have heard this. It's all over the place, but it did catch my eye. Zach Morris of Phoenix knows his watches. He saw a rare timepiece without the wristband at his local Goodwill store. The price tag on the watch was $5.99. And I'm quoting here, "I didn't even want to give it to her to scan." Talking about the cashier. He said, he told her, "You can scan it in my hand if you want to, because I'm not going to let it go. He didn't want to let the watch go. He knew what it was. It was a Jaeger LeCoultre. That's right. And it was a rare dive model, a dive watch. Very cool, by the way, 1959. And less than 1,000 of these watches were made. And there's no telling how many have survived since 1959. But he bought it. He took a picture of it in the store, sent that to his brother, bought the watch for $5.99, got out of the store, went home, posted it on a watch collector's site. And the next thing you know, it was on Hodinkee.com, a cool site, by the way, that I go to all the time. And he sold it for $35,000 and a $4,000 Mega Speed Master Watch. No joke. $5.99. And the breaking news of the day. Everybody sitting down. A 15-inch beagle named Miss P strutted away with the Best in Show award at the 139th Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show last night. Miss P, whose full name is Chaston's Looking for Trouble, is only the second beagle ever to win the most prestigious award, beating out winners from 6 other dog groups. Among the other finalists, Portuguese water dog Matisse, the cousin of President Obama's dog, Sonny. No joke. Matisse won the working group category for the 3rd straight year. Miss P also defeated Rocket, a Shih Tzu co-owned by Patty Hearst. Yes, the Patty Hearst. Bank robber Patty Hearst. The Hearst fortune Patty Hearst. Rocket won the toy group category on Monday. And there you go. That's all the news you need to know. This is Fade to Black, bespoke radio for the masses. I'm your host, Jimmy Church, trying to get Story Musgrave in here. Hopefully, when we come back, we got Story. If not, we'll open up the phone lines till we get Story in. I'm your host, Jimmy Church, 323-825-5045, just in case. I'll be back right after this. Stay with us.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little.
Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier.
And this is Ari Gold.
We're of the Honey Brothers.
Yes.
We're of the Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier.
And I'm Ari Gold.
We're the Honey Brothers.
And you're listening to Jimmy Church.
The Revolution.
KJCR.
JimmyChurchRadio.com. Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. You know, listening to Doug Aldrich right there, the opening song tonight, the intermission song before the show, was me, yours truly. And I got to tell you, I listened to Doug, and after listening to me, I just got to say, I suck. Man, I'm just garbage. Doug just makes the whole world right. He just makes me just want to quit forever. Don't get discouraged, all of you guitar players out there. But man, Doug is so good. All right, yeah, that was me. That was a track from one of my earlier albums, and a pretty interesting song. And it was done on the upbeat. If all of you musicians know what I'm talking about, or on the downbeat, it was done backwards. And I did it to for all the other guitar players out there that would try to learn the song and go, "Holy crap, man, that is rough, man. How do you do that?" And I thought it was fun. And then everything else is correct, but it's done backwards for a reason. It's pretty funny to watch people try to play that song because it's going down when you're supposed to go up, and it's going up when you're supposed to be going down. All right, while we're waiting for Story Musgrave, I want to do this. I wanted to do this tomorrow night on Fader Night. I'm going to do this now for everybody. All right, let's take some phone calls, 323-825-5045. But this is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about ISIS. And I want to know, what's your attitude? Are you done with these videos? Has it affected you? And are you of the attitude right now, we just need to go in there and bomb the crap out of them, wind this thing up, wrap it up, and end this stuff? Or do we continue with the beheadings and people dying left and right, getting burned alive in cages? Or is all of that just mainstream media, and are those videos not even real? I want to know. I mean, are you at that point? Are you cool with us going in and taking care of business? Let's open up the phone lines. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy, it's Marco calling from Oak Island. How you doing, brother?
You're calling from Oak Island?
Yeah, yeah, I knew you were going to say that. I know you were going to say that.
What's up, man?
Hey, man, not the Oak Island up in freezing cold Canada. I'm actually down here in semi-cold North Carolina.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah, it's down.
So what's going on?
Oh, nothing much. Hey, I've been meaning to call. I love your show. I've been listening for about 6 months now. I signed up for everything, and I just want to say you're doing a great job. Hey, Jimmy, I want to ask you a question, though. A couple of weeks ago, you had Linda Moulton Howe on, remember?
Yep.
I know, and everybody's been talking about these sky quakes and these mysterious booms and all this other crap.
Yep.
Going on.
Yep.
Well, if you guys ever Google Oak Island, North Carolina, if you Google Seneca guns, we get these booms, and it only happens in the fall and the spring. They've been happening down here for about 150 years, and man, when it happens, it scares the hell out of you. It's just incredible. I sent her a couple of emails over the years, and she it's amazing. She never gets back to me on it, I guess, for whatever reason. But it's crazy. The day that they had that Fukushima earthquake,
yep.
We had 12 of those, 12 in a row, and that never happened.
Do you ever, Mark? Do you ever record them?
No, Jimmy, you can't. I mean, you'll be sitting here like right now. I'm sitting here in front of my iMac in my office, and if it goes off, and this is no lie, I'm slightly exaggerating, it'll almost give you a heart attack, because no matter where you are on the island here, or maybe a little bit inland, it sounds like somebody pulled a howitzer up into your driveway and pulled the hammer on it. It scares the hell out of you. So I've tried to record it. You never can get it, but there was people outside last year. I remember when one went off, and they ran. They thought a plane crash or an earthquake was happening. I mean, it's scary. And if you talk to local people, like people that are in their 80s, they'll say, "Oh yeah, they remember when they were a kid it happened," and they spoke to their father and their father's father, and it's crazy, man. And there's a shockwave, because sometimes you'll be sitting here and you'll feel the house move. And then you count down like during a thunderstorm, like 1,000, 2,000. And then, I mean, an ungodly sound that sometimes it'll knock stuff off the wall.
What you should do?
Insane.
You know what you should do? Get yourself, and they're cheap these days, get yourself a security camera that records 24 hours a day. And then when it does happen, It'll, because it'll loop over and record over, and stuff. But when it does happen, you'll catch it. And
oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah, and you can go down to your local electronics store and pick up a multi-camera security system these days for a couple of $100, and it's going to record. So that's
or if it would record that sound though, it's crazy. If you Google, if you guys are listening, Google Seneca guns. It's wild.
Okay.
No one told me when I moved down here. No one told me about it because they're like, well, you might live here.
Yeah. That's nuts, man. Well, you need to capture it and let me know. I will certainly get a hold of Linda immediately for you.
Yeah, she didn't want to.
Yeah,
I don't know if she's just looking
she's
for
busy.
people.
That woman. That woman
okay.
gets 10,000 emails a day. So.
Yeah, I'm sure she does.
Yeah,
but hey, man, let me ask you another question off topic. Did you see David Lee Roth with what was it with the Foo Fighters? Did you see him there? Shaved his head.
No, I heard about it. Yeah. I heard about it. No, I haven't seen it yet, but I will check it out. There's another really cool video out there with Taylor Hawkins playing with Rush. And I was actually with Taylor. He comes out and he goes, Jimmy, man, you're not going to believe what I did over the weekend. I said, what? And he goes, I played, I think it was Tom Sawyer. I played YYZ with Rush. I said, what do you mean? He goes, yeah, man, we were playing with him up in Toronto, Foo Fighters. And Neil Peart comes in and throws me the drumsticks and says, go. And I went out there and I played YYZ. And you should check out that video of Taylor Hawkins playing YYZ with Rush. It's absolutely
I gotta
amazing.
check that out.
Yeah, you can. Just go Taylor Hawkins, Rush, YYZ, and you'll see it. It's a pretty cool video. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw Rush four times back in the day, and you know what? They are the tightest band.
Yeah, they are, and I've seen them about that many times too. Thanks, Mark. I'm going to get to some other calls. All the best, brother.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, man. Bye.
Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Tammy.
Hey, Tammy, what's shaking, girl?
Oh, a lot of good things. You're asking about ISIS. I have had this idea for a long time.
What's that?
Get our soldiers home. We need them here. Then we round up all the pedophiles, all the animal abusers, all the women beaters, and all the murderers.
Uh-huh.
And we send them over there.
All the puppy killers.
Well, the new thing out now is they're using puppies and kittens for shark bait.
They are not. Stop, Tammy. Don't spread that rumor. Are you serious? Oh, okay. Oh, you're ripping my heart out. Let's not go there. But you're saying bring our boys home and then let them go over there and fight for their freedom?
We have planes. We have military planes that will literally go there without a pilot.
Right.
There will be no innocents lost. Let them play with each other for a while.
So, are you at the end of the line with this? I mean, like I am. I cannot deal with one more beheading video. I just can't watch it.
Did you see the one where they actually showed them beheading them? They stop in the middle. They look up at you. The one guy's eyes change.
Yeah.
The leader's eyes literally change.
It's I can't do it. I mean, I when this latest round of videos popped up out of Egypt or the coast of Libya with the Egyptians, I did not click. I did not want to. I just don't want to go through it again.
We're feeding into it.
Yes.
And that's the sad part. They are feeding us into it. What we need to do is not give them what they want. They want us in fear.
Yep.
It's too much. To me, it's like, bring our boys home. We need them here.
Do you think the videos are real? Do you think
the one that I've seen, I know for a fact is real. It literally showed them beheading these guys.
Wow. Yeah.
Halfway through the beheading, they let the jugular drain. Okay.
Okay.
They look up.
I don't need.
And the smiles on these guys' faces.
Yeah.
They're eating too many coca leaves.
Yeah, something. I wouldn't doubt if drugs are involved. I don't. So, I just can't. I can't mentally. They've worn me down, and I just have the feeling that the rest of the world is at that point too. What I don't want. Look, I don't want We're talking about just people dying for people's sake. That's it. And this is crazy. And
wouldn't it be nice if the men that started the wars actually fought them like they used to?
Well, you know, I did see a video. I saw a video last year, and maybe somebody else has saw it. I saw a video of some. I don't know if it was the Iraqi armed forces or whatever, but they had captured about 20 or 30 ISIS guys, right? And they had them lined up on their knee. And these ISIS guys, and they're all wearing the black T-shirts, you know, they're all decked out in black, and they have their flags and stuff, are crying like little girls. Crying. Just crying. This whole mystique, you know, this thing about them, you know, being so rough and tough. It was amazing how they were
that's
just...
a play. That's a play. They're acting, okay? They want our sympathy so that our people, the good people, actually feel sorry for them because our hearts are so big. We actually still have our hearts.
Yeah, I know that. You know that. I'm just saying that these big, rough and tough guys, once they were captured and they thought that they were going to die, were crying just like children. Whimpering. It was crazy to watch this video.
It was so fake. It wasn't funny. After they stopped crying, did you see the smiles on their faces?
Oh, did you see? You saw the same video I did? I didn't see them laughing afterwards. No, who I saw.
They weren't laughing. They just had the smirk in their eyes after they realized they were going to just go to a prison or a camp. And I'm going, you SOBs. I was so mad. I'm like, bring our boys home. I've already lost too many.
Thank you, Tammy, for the phone call. Give my best to Marco.
I definitely will.
Bye, Tammy.
My monkey says hello.
Bye, Tammy. Michael Anderson, Naptown. How you doing tonight, my brother?
I'm doing all right. How you guys doing this evening?
Waiting for Story Musgrave. And so while we sit and wait, let's do a fader night. And let's just talk about what's on everybody's mind, including yours. Are we done? Are we done? Is this ISIS thing real or not? And if it is, what do we do?
I think that's what the producers want, is for us to be done and stop paying attention to it. Because you notice that they're paying more now for the videos. The videos are in higher quality.
I don't watch them anymore, man. I can't deal with it.
Well, they're fake. We produce them. We produce them here in the United States.
Yeah, okay.
It's fake. First of all, the guy that got burned alive, there was a dirt floor. Now, I know there was guys around there standing around with guns, but if I'm getting burned alive, I'm going to tip over the cage that I'm in. I mean,
yeah.
And then they play slow-mo music and had slow motion music while he's walking to the cage, and they had 3 different camera angles. Where the very first one, when they did the first beheading, like there was no blood or nothing, but now they're showing blood in beheadings because it's getting better and better. The producers are getting better.
Right. So it's of your opinion, and I'm with you. I've read the same reports that you have, that these are not produced by ISIS, and this is all done by us for false flag stuff, so we can go in there with guns blazing. Is that what you're suggesting?
Very much so. I mean, it's without war, then the whole machine stops, and there goes, the money train. Okay. So you got to keep it going.
Well,
just like I was trying to point out the other night on Twitter, General Wesley Clark and the West Clark 7. Right. It's taken us longer than 5 years to do what he said. He heard in the White House that we were going to do, but we're still going the path of invading all 7 of those countries.
Right. And now let me ask you this, Michael. Do you think that the videos and the reports and the stories that are coming out, do you think it's working on the rest of the country and the rest of the world? Do you think the troops have been rallied?
I don't think it's working on the rest of the world, but I think it works on us, on as Americans.
Well, what about...
We buy into it.
What about Egypt right now? What about Paris? What about Copenhagen? What about Libya? Some of these other affected countries directly. Of course, Syria and Iraq, too, as well. What do you think?
Well, when it happens to them in their backyard, that's propaganda from the machine working for them to go for it, too. But I don't think people in Paris really give a crap about, everything from 9/11 on to Boston bombing, so on and so forth. They care about stuff that happens in Paris.
Right.
I think that's the way it works. Is you get all your different groups. Even though it's produced here, you get all your different groups around the world to strategically strike with their propaganda all at the same time. Have a bombing here, let's blow up, let's go in and shoot up journalism in another country for writing a cartoon. Let's get it all out there, and everybody will explode at the same time. We can go to get us all together, buy each other weapons. Money will just go around, and the rest of the world just stay stupid.
Right.
Go to work and watch CNN.
So you think we're about to put boots on the ground there?
I mean, we've been doing boots on the ground for like 20 years now, right? Since, Bush Sr., when did it ever stop?
Yeah.
When did it ever stop?
Yeah. Well, when was that? 1991? 1991, yeah.
I mean, do you remember Reagan doing anything major like that? I mean, he said tear down the wall and got in a fight with Gorbachev, but once communism fell, then what? What are we going to do? Where's all this money going to go? Where's all the big government military going to do? We got to figure something out.
Well, didn't he do Grenada, or was that Bush Senior?
If
I'm
Reagan
joking,
did,
it's a joke.
If Reagan did do Grenada, and I can't remember, Reagan did. Sorry to almost cuss, but he did stuff quick. He went in there like a cowboy and kicked ass. Whatever he did. Reagan was not the greatest president in the world when it comes to social service and stuff like that. But I think he's one of the last people that
had
really
respect.
gave a crap about America.
Yeah, he had respect. People were scared of him. There's no doubt, man. They were just like, man, that dude's a little bit too nuts, and I agree with you there. I mean, I definitely think he had the world's attention when it came to this. I don't know. I don't know what to do. All I know is I can't watch another one of those videos. I don't want to hear another story. Today there was another story coming out of Egypt that 40 people were burned alive in another city, it was in Iraq and Baghdadi, al-Baghdadi, whatever city, and I can't deal with this. I mean, I just can't. It's so, I just don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about.
But that's what I think that's what they're hoping for, is that we all there's two different kinds of people in the world. There's accident vampires and there's people that aren't accident vampires. When you're on the highway and you see a wreck, the traffic slows down because a lot of people want to rubberneck and look. Plus, it's also getting taken care of by EMS. A lot of people, when they get to that point, they don't want to turn over and see if there's a decapitation in the body.
Right.
They just want to drive straight forward.
Right.
And that's what they're hoping for. They're hoping that we get so sick of it that we're just like, oh crap, what's Kim Kardashian and Kanye doing right now? Let's find out.
Yeah.
I don't want to see this.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a real good point. Thank you, Michael. And all my best up in Naptown, man. Get warm. Summer's coming.
You have a good evening, sir.
I'll talk to you. All right. Fade to Black. Bespoke radio for the masses. Phone lines are open. 323-825-5045. 323-825-5045. What are we going to do about ISIS? Do we just go? Do we get this done? Do we go mop this up? Do we take care of business or not? I'll be back right after this.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carzan, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
All right, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Bespoke radio for the masses on the Game Changer Network. TalkStream Live. Tune in, Spreaker. Soon to be iHeartRadio. I'll say that till it happens. All right, phone lines are open, 323-825-5045, 323-825-5045. You can also Skype in Fade to Black 14. You can Twitter at JChurchRadio, which is hashtag F2B. And Feigned Indifference just said, let the Muslims handle their own problem. I don't think it's a Muslim issue. No, I don't. No, I don't think it's an everybody issue. If what we are being told is accurate through the mainstream media, you know my opinion. Flip it over 180 degrees, and you got the real truth on the story. That's my opinion. What I'm saying is, I am worn down. They've worn me down, Uncle. I'm tapping out. I can't deal with it anymore. I just cannot deal with it. And if we go back, and I hate to make this comparison, but if you go back to the world, closing their eyes to what went on in and across Europe, and I'm not going to get into those details, but we know what I'm talking about, what I'm referring to, is the longer that if what is going on in Syria and Iraq and Libya is accurate, if it is, then we've got a problem. And I don't know what to do. I really don't. But I just don't want to see these videos anymore. I don't want to hear the stories. I don't want to read the reports. I want to run around in misty grass, holding hands and chasing rainbows. That's what I want. And I believe that's what the rest of the world truly wants. I don't know what the percentage is of ISIS, in the world population. It's such a microcosm of what's going on. It's so small. But if any of this is true, the amount of ISIS fighters that have taken over half of Syria and half of Iraq is really 20,000, 25,000. What are we doing letting this spin out of control? How is it possible, if the stories are true, I'm saying if, allegedly, that they're knocking at the door of a base where we've got trainers, American lives right there, and they're right there firing on the base? How can, we just went in and cleaned up in Iraq twice and walked through that country and did what we did to have this situation on our hands a few years later? It ain't right. I don't know where the mistakes have been made. I don't know what to believe. I don't. You listen to mainstream media, you listen to Washington, and you knew when all of these reports coming out of Syria last summer about us arming the rebels against Bashar, or whatever the leader of Syria, his name is, whatever it is. You knew that was going to spin out of control. That just sounded like a bad idea from the word go. So we go and we arm the rebels, and now they're turning around and using it against it's nuts. And we're counting on now Al-Qaeda and ISIS to be enemies. What kind of games are we playing? I don't get it, but I'm calling Uncle. I can't deal with these videos, and I can't deal with the stories anymore. I'm tapping out. And I'm just wondering if you are thinking the same thing. And I want to know. I really want to know. Do you believe what's going on? And are you at the point now where we just got, I would think that this could be finished and done and over with in a couple of days, couple of weeks. When I heard other Washington spokespeople over the last couple of days, we can't settle this by, with arm. No. The only way to deal with this, if all the stories are true, is we've got to go in and mop it up. We got to clean it up. That's what we have to do. All right? I'm done ranting. I want to know what you think. 323-825-5045. 323-825-5045. Phone lines are now open. I'll be back right after this. We're still trying to get Story Musgrave in here. I'm checking email. I'll be back right after this. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. What do we do about ISIS? 323-825-5045. I'll be back right after this.
Hi everybody, this is Rob Halford, the Metal Guard on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? My name's Brian Taylor, Ninja Badass Extraordinaire, and this is JimmyChurchRadio.com.
JJCR in your face.
JimmyChurchRadio.com.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. What are we going to do about ISIS? Are you done? Have you tapped out? Do we need to go and take care of this so we can stop hearing these stories? Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, it's Rick. How you doing?
Hey, man, what's shaking, man?
Not much. The ISIS thing?
Yep.
I think the media is hyping it up to get people riled up. Because one of the things, and it's a very delicate subject in the United States, is religion. What a lot of people don't realize is it's a religious war. In the United States, we technically don't have a state religion. So we're just piled in infidels, Christians, and all that. I think that's really why it's a delicate issue. But I tell you this, if they had oil, we would have already been in there.
Say that again, Rich.
If they had oil, we would have already gone in there.
Well, Iraq is full of oil.
Yeah, but ISIS themselves do not have oil.
Right. But they've taken over. They're knocking on the, according to the media, they're right outside of Erbil right now, which is full of international workers and Americans, and it's their second largest oil producing city and oil production right there. They're close to doing that right now. If the stories are accurate and true, you know and one of the things that you mentioned, Rick, and I'm also concerned with this, is that I don't feel that it's religious. I don't think this is a religious issue. And what I mean is they're killing Muslims too. You know, it's not like it's just Christians, it's just, Jews, it's Orthodox, it's this, it's that. It's not that. I mean,
yeah. Well, I feel you there. I understand where you're coming from with that. But if you look at the Muslims that they're killing, they're the Muslims that are friendly. They're not the hardcore fundamentalists. And, for example, Westboro Baptist Church here in the United States. As far as their ideals go and how much of a heavy-duty zealot they are, they're not too far away from being ISIS themselves. So they condemn anybody who may be a Christian, but they're okay with, for example, gays. And so because they don't live up to their exact little definition of Christian, they're, horrible people. And I think that's what ISIS is going after Muslim-wise.
What do you mean they're okay with gays?
Well, no, I mean, hold on one second. No, off of these. Getting the 4-year-old out of the room. Well, the Westboro Baptist Church, they protest, funerals and all that with all their, anti-gay placards and all that. And anybody who is a Christian, but is not anti-gay. They claim that that particular Christian is not a real Christian.
Okay. I'm trying to follow you, Rick. Okay, so what?
Okay.
Take it to the next level.
ISIS, a fundamentalist Muslim group.
Okay, hey, Rick, listen to me for a second. You're muffling into the phone. Okay, it's sounding really muffled, and it gets clear. So,
okay.
There you go.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The curse of the Bluetooth. Sorry about that. Basically, ISIS is a hardcore fundamentalist Muslim Islamic group. Like the Westboro Baptist Church is hardcore fundamentalist Christian. The Westboro Baptist Church, they have various reasons of condemning other Christians who do not follow their exact beliefs. So ISIS, being a militant fundamentalist Islamic group, they're the flip side of the coin. You see what I mean?
Yeah, but
like if you don't follow the exact...
yes, I hear you. But this is my argument against all of that, and I'm only basing it on what you and I have read and what you and I know. Okay, neither of us have been to Iraq or Syria and have witnessed anything firsthand. We don't know.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I don't plan on it.
Okay, all right. So simple enough there. But based on the evidence that we do have, there is not. I don't care the most crooked, fundamentalist form of any religion doesn't burn people alive in cages. So therefore, I'm in agreement with Obama on this one. We're not talking about religion here. We're talking about nutcakes. We're talking about it has nothing to do with religion. You know, you just got a bunch of guys over there that once that megalomaniac type of attitude gets into your system, that these are guys that are chemically imbalanced. It has nothing to do with religion. I doubt that those doofuses do a call to prayer. You know, I really doubt it. I bet you every single ISIS guy has got some kind of gay porno mag. And I'm being serious. You know, I just there is nothing religious about those guys. You know, they probably all smoke. They probably all do drugs. They're probably all partying. They're probably all doing each other. And I'm being serious. And there's because a real Muslim or any religious person doesn't do that stuff. You just don't march across the country and kill people indiscriminately because you can. You don't behead people or burn people because you can. You don't do that in the name of no. You just don't do that. You don't.
Well, forgive the term, but devil's advocate, the Christian faith did have the Inquisitions.
Say what?
To play devil's advocate, the Christians did have the Inquisition.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to make excuses for the past. I'm not saying that, but this is in the now. This is in the world that I live in today. And we were supposed to have grown up and matured. And the Inquisition came and went. I get that. I understand. There was all kinds of bad things in the past that we're all ashamed of. But we've all grown up and matured as people. And the one thing that ISIS wants all of their recruits to believe, this is what I think, is that they want them to believe that the United States doesn't like them or Muslims in general, and that's not the case. Everybody knows that here in the United States. That's the one thing that just doesn't really go on here is religion. I mean, the race card or whatever, even that is not, that is a small part of what this country is about. Here where I live in Los Angeles, where I live here, I'm the minority. I'm a white guy. I'm the minority. Okay. And here in LA, you're all kind of minorities. Everybody lives here. Everybody. You have Buddhists, you have Asian, American Indian, Mexican, white, black, yellow, red, green, silver. Everybody lives here. All forms of religion go on, and you don't even notice it, and you don't care. We just all get along. And that's the truth. It doesn't matter who lives. I mean, I don't have, in my neighborhood, and you've been to my home, in my neighborhood, I'm the only white guy on my street. But it's all a mix, and we have a great time here, you know. And nobody sees color, nobody sees religion here. You know, I got a guy that jogs by my house every single day with I think he's Indian, and he jogs with the thing on his head. He actually jogs with that in a sweatsuit by my house every day. And you know what?
In fact, up here in Seattle, we have an entire motorcycle club of Sikhs.
Yeah, he's a Sikh. He's a Sikh.
Get their helmets. Yeah, they actually get their helmets over the turban. I don't know how. But
well, this guy,
I think it'd be uncomfortable.
he's a Sikh, and he jogs by me every day in his sweatsuit, and waves and says hello, and every day that he drives by in his car, he waves and says hello, and we've talked. You know, everybody, we don't see that here, and that's exactly what the rest of the world needs to know about the United States. That's the way that it is. We got our extremists here in this country, just like it's anywhere in the world. I get that. You actually, believe it or not, here in the United States, there are people that hate chocolate pudding. Okay? Small minority. They don't like it. They don't like chocolate ice cream, but most do. But some people just don't like vanilla ice cream. Some people, you know, and that's what makes the world great. You have choices, and you can do what you want to do. You don't have to do something that you don't want to do. And that's what makes this country great.
Yeah, I agree. However, the folks in the Middle East don't seem to see it that way. Now, out of curiosity, what would you classify the heavy-duty Christian groups that bomb abortion clinics? Would you categorize them as like extremist terrorists or domestic terrorists or just nut jobs?
Michael Anderson just said, Jimmy, Army upbringing, can't see the propaganda. Hold on. Oh man, I just lost my Twitter feed here. Okay, it's back. Jimmy's Army upbringing, can't see the propaganda for what it is. Jimmy, you don't have a dog in the fight, but you're ready to go to war. I'm not. Oh no, Michael, I'm not suggesting that at all. I'm not suggesting that at all. But you know what? If it was my daughter that was over there, working for the Red Cross and gets kidnapped and gets
sold.
Yeah, it gets kidnapped. That's a different story. And when Americans, when I understand the attitude of it's them over there, it's their fight, it's their fight, it's their fight. But when we have Americans, not necessarily soldiers or the American military, but when you have people that are working in the Red Cross or doctors or people out there food supplying tents, and they're in some refugee camp, taking care of business, and they get kidnapped, then it's something that as Americans that we have to stand and do something about, and we can't just let that go. I don't know what the answer is. I don't. All I'm saying is I can't watch another video. I can't read another story. And I wish the mainstream media would just stop doing it. I don't need to see it anymore. If it's a problem, let's go take care of it. If it's not a problem, let's not take care of it. But I'm done with seeing this stuff on the. I can't do it. Like I said, that last video in Libya, or purportedly Libya or whatever, on the beach, I did not click play. I didn't do it. I have not seen the video. I have not seen it. I refuse. I can't tell you a thing about it. What's that?
Sorry, go ahead.
I said
I think the situation that we're really looking at, though, is ISIS is a group of insane people using the rules and laws of their religion to validate bad behavior. And then stateside, we basically have media making money off of fear porn because they know that fear sells.
Yes, it absolutely does. It absolutely does, no matter what it is. It doesn't matter. Your tires are going to blow up because they're Firestones. And they put that out all over, and then what do? You go buy Goodyears. Thank you for the call, Rick, man. Be safe. And you know what I'm talking
You too,
about.
man.
Hey, good luck with Riot. I'll talk to you soon.
Oh, thanks, man. Actually, I had the interview today. It's looking good.
I'll talk to you.
Go, man. Bye.
Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
This is Mark, Jimmy.
How you doing, Mark?
I'm doing good. You know, I was thinking about this whole ISIS thing, and I just kind of put it in a historical context for myself, where before they found oil in the Middle East, there weren't even formalized borders. I mean, Saudi Arabia didn't have a real border with Syria, and I mean that's caused a lot of problems because we've just implemented all of these borders lately in recent history in the last 100 years, and people are still fighting over that. So then we add religion into all of this mix, where we have cultures in Persia and Arabia that have a strong oral tradition, even amongst people who don't read, and they discuss the Crusades like they're yesterday. And so any incursion that we make into the Mideast with our military is going to be met with a hostile reaction, period, every time. And then we have a situation where we have the President Obama and our intelligence agencies looking to fund regime change, and we continuously do this. We did it in Libya for Gaddafi, after we promised him that we wouldn't, after we said, you destroy your weapons and we will not invade you. And then that's exactly what we did. We're building trust all around the world that way. It's pretty sad. And we fund these groups.
Well, but okay, but what do we do, Mark? You know, and the question is a basic one with mainstream media and every time it's all over the internet now. Every mainstream, every story, everything everywhere is showing these videos, and it's another story that you have to read about this horrific stuff that's going on. You know, people being paraded around town in cages and so are you done with that? That's the main question. Are you just done? Do you need to see this stuff anymore?
I've heard about those videos, Jimmy, and I just don't watch them. For me, I mean, I can go back to Libya here and boil the whole thing down. One of the biggest stories of the 20th century should have been what Gaddafi did for the Libyan people when he drilled all those wells and created an artificial river and just was turning the desert into this verdant paradise. And it was so much so that the Chinese were immigrating there. If you remember, when we invaded, all these Chinese people had to be evacuated. It was because they went there to grow food. I just have to look at that and be suspicious of our corporate interests with people like Monsanto, where they don't want food competition because food is one of the main methods of control. And if, you know, Monsanto is really doing a fine job of controlling our government right now, just to produce billions of dollars in profit, and they don't care whether we live or die. And it's pretty much the same for all of these multinational corporations. They just don't care whether the average American citizen lives or dies as long as they make a profit. And it's exactly what some of our presidents have warned us about. And what do we do about it once we've built them up and we've created a whole group of people who hate us because of what our corporations have caused our military to do? What do we do? Well, it does, I don't even think it goes to the Middle East. I think it goes right to home. I think it goes to actually having recall elections state by state and throwing these people out of office and electing someone that we can trust to do the job of taking care of us the way that our Constitution told us to do. There's nothing wrong with our Constitution. We just have people who refuse to follow it because of corporate greed and corruption in Washington, D.C.
Okay, let me address a couple of your points. What we did with Gaddafi, okay, the reason why he was thrown out, I'll tell you exactly why. He stood up and said he was now going to trade Libyan oil for gold. He was going to change the standard there from the petrodollar, which feeds our Federal Reserve. For every barrel of oil that is sold anywhere in the world, we make money on. It doesn't matter who the country is. It doesn't matter if it's Venezuela, China, Russia, whatever. It's all traded in petrodollars. And as soon as Gaddafi said, okay, you know what? I'm changing, and I'm going to get all of Africa to agree to this. We're going to change to the gold standard. When he did that, he was gone. That was the end of that. There was no way he was going to stay in office. It had nothing to do with, he had control of the country. There was no issues there. It had, did he support terrorism? Well, we went and bombed and killed his stepson or whatever we did. And I think he backed off. But his way of flipping the bird to the world was switching to the gold standard. He did that. Now he's messing with the money. He's messing with the petrodollars. He was trying to get the rest of Africa to fall in step with him, and the rest of Africa respected him because he was, he was Mother Africa. He was part of them. Well, that's why we threw him out. A total mistake. We should have never done it. Should have negotiated. I have no idea what was going on in the back alleys of discussions with this. But when he said that was it. His days were numbered, and that goes with any country. And
I agree with you, Jimmy. It's the money. It's definitely the money. It's the Federal Reserve Bank, and they're not us.
Right.
They are not the United States of America.
No.
They're a private bank.
That's Rockefeller's baby.
Right, man. But we use our National Secrecy Act to basically be the enforcement arm for the Federal Reserve Bank and our large corporations, and everybody kind of is forced to fall in behind it because all of their retirement accounts are tied into Wall Street. And all of it's corrupt. It's all got to change. But when we go in just to facilitate a regime change and we start funding terrorist groups, at that time it was all Al-Qaeda, but we funded Al-Qaeda. We gave them weapons. We gave them surface-to-air missiles. How many of which are still missing? That's a big question.
I know.
Something like 1,200.
Yep.
And a jet goes down, and we go, oh, well, why did the jet go down? Well, we gave these guys 1,200 or something surface-to-air missiles that each one is capable of taking down a jetliner.
That's right. So back to the point, though, Mark. Has all of this propaganda worked? Have they summoned the will of the people to make it okay for us to go in there and fight an enemy that we really know nothing about? What is a terrorist? Terrorism. This. It's like an ongoing. It's not a country. It's a thing. So it's this ongoing wheel that we're on. It's never going to be defeated. It's like this invisible enemy. It's crazy. And now with all of these videos and stories and this and, Paris and Copenhagen and Libya and now the reports of the Sinai Peninsula right in between Israel and Egypt now. ISIS has got a foothold in the sand over there. It's crazy what is going on. And it's like they've set us up for, once again, a war, and has it worked? My point is, right now, I feel like it's worked on me. I can't watch this stuff anymore.
It's the only economy that we have. What are we making besides bombs and missiles at this point? We've shipped all our jobs over to China. I mean, that's really sad, but it's true. And to keep our economy going, we have to be on a continuous war footing to defend the petrodollar. And that's the whole root of the problem. That's what has to change. It's a fundamental political shift. And everybody, you can't vote Republican or Democrat because they're all corrupt. They're corrupt at their national organization level. And they will continue to allow us to be led by a ring through our nose into one continuous crisis after another in order to maintain control. And the media, owned by 6 corporations, they just do their part. They've got Operation Mockingbird. There's CIA in every single major radio station, broadcast radio station, with a shut-off box, and every single television station in the United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
And they literally control what can go out or not. I had to laugh at Eric Holder. He made statement recently that they were not, what's the word I'm looking for? They weren't curtailing what the media had to say because we weren't formally at war, and that they weren't editing any of the news, because that's just ridiculous.
Yep.
I mean, anybody with eyes and ears can see this is just ridiculous. Everything I hear and see is all about how the media is being controlled and how it's being steered and directed at the American people just to specifically form public opinion that supports our war footing. I don't understand how people can fall for it. But when I see things like that MSN survey where they said that 78% of the people said that they agreed that it was okay to execute American citizens without a trial, that just tells you how well the propaganda is working. Because really, if people are that stupid, we don't stand a chance in hell, Jimmy.
Well, and so that's my question, Mark, and I'll ask you again directly. Do you think it's worked? Do you think all of the propaganda, all of this stuff over the last year, do you think now, I mean, how many beheading videos did we see over the last year?
I didn't see any.
Well, no, but how many? I mean, and how much is too much? And I'm just saying, has it worked?
And how many of them are real? How many of them would be faked by people saying that they're members of ISIS? How many of them would be faked by our national intelligence agencies? And how many of them actually are real? And,
but is that?
I look at 9/11, and I remember very well. Clear back, Paul Wolfowitz wrote the Paul Wolfowitz Doctrine, saying that we're not going to be able to squish the Constitution like we want to, unless we have another Pearl Harbor-like event. Well, as long as we have a continuous stream of Pearl Harbor-like events and people continue to just scream for security over their own liberty, then it's just going to keep steamrolling forward.
But Mark,
people have to wake up, Jimmy. It's not working on me.
I understand, but does it matter, Mark? Hear me out for a second. Does it matter if the beheading videos are fake? The answer is no. It doesn't matter. You and I, we're the minority. The majority of people out there that see that react to it and believe that they're real, that's the point. It doesn't matter if it's fake. They're trying to rally the troops. Remember when Colin Powell got up in front of the United Nations and was shaking that bottle of anthrax around or whatever it was, that little, and it was fake. And the whole story, and the whole story was not true. And he had the letter.
I remember that young lady who was talking about the Iraqi troops killing babies in Kuwaiti incubators, and it was another big lie.
Yeah.
And you can go clear
it doesn't
back to Pearl Harbor or the cause of Vietnam or any of these things, and every single one of them was a lie.
So that's my point. It doesn't matter. When Colin Powell got up there and did that, he got the reaction that he needed from the United Nations. From some people that are supposed to be smart, and he tipped the scales there, and that's what's going on with all of these videos. I mean, you're pummeled with it, over and over and over again, to the point where that CNN poll or the Gallup poll or whatever it was that came out last week that said 3 out of 4 Americans now support war against ISIS. And that's all you need. That's all you need.
Hypnotic induction in under 5 seconds.
Right.
When you watch a television set.
Right.
So your brainwaves slow down. You go into a very suggestible state, and then you hear the same message over and over and over again. And we learned the lesson very well from Madison Avenue, because making a profit is what we're all about, and there's nothing wrong with that. Commercialism, capitalism, there's nothing wrong with any of this if it's just done honestly. But it's influenced our banking system, it's corrupted our political system to the point where we can't even vote Republican or Democrat anymore. We just have to get all new people in We have to go after the banking system. Then we have to go after these administrative law courts, and one agency at a time, clean them out. Change it all back to what it's supposed to be, which is a judge with a jury. You know, the power of the people lies within our jury system.
Yeah,
you know,
Rick
we
just
have justice for each other, and we have to change it all.
Rick just tweeted, the videos being faked does matter. That means somebody is lying to us. Listen to my point. My point is, of course, Rick, you're correct, but that's not my point. When I say it doesn't matter, because the majority, the people that are watching that are influenced by a fake video like that, that's what I'm saying. It might as well be real, is what I'm trying to say. They might as well be.
What if we even go further than that, Jimmy? What if we go that most of the people don't believe it, and the message that's broadcast is just that most of the people do believe it, so that you don't want to stand up and make a stand because most of the people don't actually believe it, and they're just lying to us all directly. What about that?
Yeah, I tell you, everything that you say, I'm in agreement with. I'm not arguing with anything. All I'm saying is whether the videos are real or not, this propaganda machine that is it has done its job. It's worked on me.
I don't blame you for being tired of it, Jimmy. With 911, it was the same exact thing.
Absolutely.
I quit watching broadcast TV at that point, and it was the same exhaustion that you're talking about.
Yep. I just can't do it anymore.
How long can you be pummeled with BS?
Yep. And you know, and I like the good horror film, just like The Next Guy. I dig that stuff. You know, I like you know, sick comedies. I dig that kind of stuff. But what I can't deal with is human suffering, whether it's fake or real, whether you're reading a novel, some fiction, or you're reading just senseless killing and dying. No, I can't deal with that. I choose not to read that kind of stuff. I choose not to watch those kind of movies. And when it's coming at me in my living room like that all day long, I mean all day, another beheading video, I can't deal with it. I just can't. And if it's working on me, and I'm a guy that realizes how ridiculous mainstream media is, but if it's starting to work on me, think about everybody else, and that's my point. It's doing its job.
You know, I'm uncertain. I know that if we actually had disclosure at a national level, that this would all change. And part of me wonders if we're being set up for that, till we're all just to a place where we're ready to accept it, despite religious ideals. That if they just come out with it, it will change everything. We're not alone. It's going to change and shake the fundamental religious foundations of every major religion on the planet, except maybe the Hindus, because they already pretty much believe that, going clear back. But I appreciate you letting me spout off. Anyway.
Always, Mark. You know that, my brother. You know that. All right. All right.
I'll let you go. I'll talk to you soon.
You got it. Thanks, Mark. All right. That opens up the phone lines once again. Oh, man, I'm done. What do we do? What's the answer? I don't know. I'm reading everybody's responses in Twitter, and I think you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. Are you done? Whether it's disinfo, fake, real, or whatever, have you had enough? I'll be back right after this.
And I listen to JimmyChurchRadio.com. Jimmy Church.
My name is Alan, and I listen to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
He's always giving it to you straight.
JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Massey, and you're listening to Jimmy Church Radio, the Revolution.
All right, welcome back, Fade to Black. We're still trying to get Story Musgrave, by the way. I'm watching Twitter. We're trying. Don't know what happened. I hope everything's okay, actually, but we'll stay on it. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church, and you know this is what'll end up happening if we don't get Story tonight. We'll have Story on tomorrow instead of Fader Night, and we'll do Fader Night tonight, and we'll just swap things around. Fair enough? Okay. All right. We'll find out. You never know. Story has got a story. Okay. He's in town here in Burbank, and you know who knows? Maybe we'll get him live in the studio tomorrow night. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, this is Bear.
Hey, Bear. How you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing great.
What's cracking?
How are you doing?
I'm fine, man. I'm upset, and I just want to know if everybody's as upset as I am, man. I cannot deal with this stuff anymore. I just can't deal with it.
Hey, I'm on the same page you are, brother. You know, I'm tired of the lies, the disinformation, the manipulation of the military industrial complex, and it's like, you know, I say bring our boys home and let's look after our own, and let the rest of the world worry about the rest of the world.
Well, I was in communication with a friend of mine in Spain today, and we were talking back and forth, and he is like depressed. He said the way that the news is dealing with everything over there in Spain and in Europe, that they're scared over there. They're scared. They think that things are getting ready to tip off. You've got what's going down in the Ukraine right now, and that's part of Europe, and so you've got that, and you've got everything that's going down in Libya, which is a couple of hours away from Italy, and it could flood over to there, and it's just nuts. And he said the feeling over here is impending doom, and it's going on everywhere he goes. And this isn't in the United States. This is somebody that's in Spain, a really cool guy too, and he's tripping out. So, it's not just us. I mean, just imagine, you saw the rallies that were going on in Paris. Think about that for a second, and it's kind of crazy, man. And the news is nothing but doom and gloom. And I just don't get why they are doing it to us. And it's starting to have its effect.
Yeah, well, I'm an amateur radio operator, right?
Yes.
And, I listen to what's going on all over the world. And, yeah, they are in a panic and things are looking pretty dark. But the thing is, what they need to do is they need to stand up and start fighting back. Us being the big, bully, on the block, that's got to stop, and other people, I'm not pro, hurting anything, okay? But thing is, what they need to do is they need to, stop the, let the people, arm up and take care of business. It's like, the American Revolution kind of thing. And if their own government won't let them take care of their own business, then it's just like they're going to get steamrolled over, and we shouldn't be putting our boys and girls into harm's way, if their own countries won't step up to the plate. And, I'm kind of at that point of thinking because I can't trust what, I'm being told on the news.
Yeah, and one thing that I am certainly tired of as far as being an American is fighting everybody else's fight.
Exactly.
And so, why Iraq got pushed around like they have, and ISIS is rolled over into Iraq like they have, because that Iraqi army was used to us going in there and backing them up and cleaning things up and fighting the fight for them and training them and getting them ready. But meanwhile, we'll go fight the fight for you. And those guys, they're waiting for us to come in and take care of business. That's what they're doing. And they just think that at a moment's notice that we're going to have enough of it and do it. Now, and this is my point with that. Why don't we see?
And we're financing it.
Yeah,
both sides.
Why, if it's really going down, then why isn't Russia going in and cleaning up? Why isn't France going in and cleaning up? Where's Britain? Why isn't China in there cleaning this up if it is such a big deal? Why, where is everybody? Why does it have to be us fighting somebody else's fight? I don't get that. I understand we may be
money. It's all money.
Well,
it boils down to the money changers in the temple.
Well, but then why wouldn't it be the same thing for any other country?
Because it's all because they're trying to get us to spend our money fighting a frivolous war, okay, over something that our government basically has created, okay, and funding both sides and arming both sides of it, okay, and then goading us into going in there to put a stop to it, okay. If you want my opinion on it, that's what it is, okay. And I say, we need to just stop it, because it's like, you got two bullies and giving them both candy to go after each other, just to set up a situation to where we go in there to clean up the mess that we created, okay? And that's my opinion on it, okay? And it's time to stop being the bad guy on both sides, okay? And it's all about, the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer, and everybody is just like, getting beat up, and we're getting lied to, and so we get on the sheep will get on the bandwagon and say, oh well, we got to stop this. Well, if you turn around and take a look at it, we're the ones that created it.
So
okay, I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's the truth.
Okay, well, let's get to the questions that I have asked from the beginning of the show. There's two questions. One, and I'm not talking about you. I'm saying has mass media won over the population here in the United States? Has it worked? With all of this,
it worked on me.
Has it worked? And
it has not worked on me. No.
No, but
it has not worked on me.
But what about the rest of the country?
Well, most of the country don't know what's going on because they're being lied to by the mass media, and they're believing what they're being told, and what they're being told is not the truth.
That's exactly my point. So has it worked?
Not on me.
Bear, has it worked? It has, hasn't it? And that's what's scary. Now, the people that listen to this show, they're smart. They get it. They're like me. They get it. I'm not speaking to them. I don't need to speak to them. They get it. They understand. They understand the propaganda. They understand what mass media is doing to them. They understand. They get it. They get it. We don't want to go have our troops in harm's way. We're done being the world's policemen. All of this is true. We all get that on this show, and I get that. My point is the pummeling of the airwaves by mass media with all of these videos and everything in print and everything that you read and everything that's it's wearing people down, and to the point where
I did.
You watch, Bear. You watch, man. You watch. We're gonna end up getting involved and wrapped up over there, and nobody's gonna care because they're worn down, and that's it. We just got to get this over with. We got to be the good guys again. We got to, be the heroes. and we're going to have to go in, and the country's going to be cool with that. And it just pisses me off. You know, I'm worn down. And if I'm worn down, and I'm a guy that doesn't get worn down, I don't. And my point is, if it's working on me, I can only imagine what the rest of the country is thinking right now. I'm not speaking to again, I don't need to, the people that are listening to this show right now, they get it. That's not who I'm speaking to, Bear. I'm not speaking to you. The question is it working? Is this pummeling working on the rest of the country? I know it's not working on you. It's not working on anybody that listens to this show. Don't you get what I'm
saying? Okay, I say it's probably working on probably 40 to 50% of the population, but the other 50%, you know, they probably got the same point of view that me and you got, you know, have. Okay, and the thing is, you know, until they wake up and get their head, you know, out of the ground or someplace else, and start seeing what's really going on, okay, yeah, they're going to lead us down a deep, dark path, and it's not going to be good, okay? And the thing is if it's wearing you down, okay, it's time to buck up and say, hey, gotta just kind of like see what's really going on and do what the humane right thing is, and not listen to the propaganda and find out what the truth really is. And that's all I got to say about it.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's it. You're exactly right, and you're right in step with everybody else that listens to this show. You get it. You're enlightened. You understand, and you know what to. You know how to filter and get to the bottom of things. You do, and everybody that listens to this show gets that. I need to drive this home. What my point is very simple, Bear. There are people out there right now that still think Gilligan's Island was real. Okay? Do you understand what I'm saying? So
yeah, hello,
all right,
Marianne.
all right.
Hello, Gilligan.
So you need to look at it in those terms, you know, and you have those lemmings to the sea, you know, the masses, you know, opium for the masses sort of thing, and that's where it's at, the old status quo. Yeah, and that's it's a scary situation. When you have, you know, whether it's Ebola or whatever it is that they want to pummel you with for 24/7 news cycle, 7 days a week, going into a month. Well, you know what? This has been going on now for a year and a half, and it's just the propaganda and what they have chosen to feed us has gotten worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. You know, and when we have 14 days in a row of death and beheading and burned in cages and it's just this insanity. It's just like, man, you know, you're melting everybody's frontal lobes, you know, and that's
and that's exactly why, you know, hey, they're trying to set us up to go in there. Okay, and, you know, I don't know how much of that's, you know, propaganda, how much of it's staged. I'm sure some of it's probably happening, you know, knowing the footprint of things over there. But, you know, it's time that the people over there, you know, start fighting back, okay? And until they start doing that, then they're just going to get pummeled over. They're going to get steamrolled by this regime, you know, that they call whatever, okay? Some variation of a variation of a variation of, you know, people that we actually funded and trained, and, you know, they're taking, you know, over, and they're out of control, okay? And the thing is until they take some responsibility and get into control, it's going to keep happening, because the only thing that's going to happen is we're going to go over there, okay? You're going to get, you know, people, you know, hurt, injured, maimed, killed, and then they're going to turn around And over there, okay, their mindset is if something happens to one of their family members or something like that, they don't let it go, okay? It's, it's like the McCoy in Hayfield or whatever feud that went on for years and years and years, okay? It's just not going to get let go, okay? Especially if somebody gets, maimed or killed. They're not going to let it go. And it's going to just fester and fester and fester. And us going in there, the more we go in there, the more we're going to get resented, the more we're going to look like the ugly American and the bad guy, and it's just going to fester, okay? So, I think the best thing to do is to butt out. Seriously, just butt out and let them take care of themselves, because we can't be the world's police force. It's not going to happen.
Well, again, I hear you, and that's the sensible way to do it. Natural selection, let the herds thin themselves. I hate to look at it like that, but you're right on that. But unfortunately, that's not how it's going to play out. And all of us here are smart, and we see what's going on. And I'm just telling you, I see it unfolding. When mainstream media today, right after Obama's speech, popped up on every channel, the full force of America is going to be used to fight ISIS. And I saw it on each one. I clicked, and I went through each channel. I didn't hear Obama say that. But somebody's telling mainstream media to run that across the bottom of the screen. You know what I mean? And then I went to go read. I went to alternative sites. I went to the mainstream sites to see if I could find this in copy, and it wasn't anywhere. But yet it was on the bottom of the screens on the scroll, and I don't get it. But that flash is there, so people, it's feeding. It's constantly feeding. And I'm just saying, man, they're warming us up for something. I feel it coming. They definitely are. And if you turn around and you look at it, there's only like 6, corporations that run the whole media. So, whatever they're spewing out is what you're going to get. And if they want to try and prime the pump, okay, with, their media, okay, so-called free media, okay, which is not, then we're going to end up, getting bamboozled into another situation where it's a no-win situation, and it's going to turn into a stagmire, and then we're just going to turn around and walk out with a bloody nose. And that's basically, what's going to happen. Yep. And like I said, it's going to play out right in front of us, and it's already spun out of control. It's completely spun out of control. Everything just seems like strategically prepped and done. Like I said, with Paris and then Copenhagen and the other ISIS type events that have happened. Wasn't that guy up in Canada that went bananas? Wasn't he even, didn't he have, I could be wrong. But, it's just like everything's been planted right in a row. Boom, 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 boom. Paris and Copenhagen, and then Libya and the Sinai Peninsula, and then everything that's going down with the Jordanian pilot and the other American hostage that was died in supposedly in the Jordanian bombing, and it's just like one thing after another, and it's a daily occurrence now, and it's rather obvious.
Yeah, it's one big psyop is what it is.
That's exactly my point. That's exactly it. You hit the nail on the head, Bear. All right, man. Thank you so much. And we're still trying to get Story Musgrave in here, and it's already 9:00.
I hope I stirred the pot a little bit, and I got a lot of things straightened out over at the city level, and got a person hired as a citizen advocate to help fight such matters and to get when you get a fine, like I got a warning pre-fining, and I got a lot of stuff straightened out. So
Right on.
my battle was worth every bit of gas I put into it. So,
Right on,
if you know what I
Bear.
mean.
Right on, Bear. Keep fighting the good fight, brother.
I try, man. I don't take something on if it's not a worthwhile right thing. So, I'm not a bad person.
We know that. Thank you, Bear. Have a great night, man.
Okay. Be safe, be well, be cautious, and don't go for the double talk of the big wigs. So I'll catch you later, bro.
See you, Bear. The bright spot in my day. The bright spot in my day. Yeah, I'm done. All right. Fade to Black, bespoke radio for the masses, opening up the phone lines. 323-825-5045. 323-825-5045. Feigned Indifference just tweeted in, this is not a Fader Night format. He wants open discussion to all topics. Interesting. I don't know. This is my show. I'll be back right after this.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
He's always giving it to you straight.
JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Erica, Brittany, Gabby, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. Too late for story. I need 2 hours. Can't do an hour with Story Musgrave. So we will book a story on the show tomorrow night. I'll keep the phone lines open as long as we can, or we can just rap. If you just want to call, you want to keep Fader Night going, I'm down for that. I want to hang out with all of you. So phone lines are open, 323-825-5045, 323-825-5045. You can also Skype in Fade to Black 14. All right. Now, look, let me get back to this. Oh, somebody had just tweeted about John Podesta's tweet. Yes, he did tweet on Friday about disclosure, and that was his big disappointment. I think that was Mark Davich that tweeted that. That was his big disappointment of 2014, was that he didn't push for disclosure on the UFO subject. He had made a comment back in 2002 that it was the law, that Americans deserved to, all of the United States deserved the truth on it. Whether he knows more than he should and he is privy to secrets, I don't know that. He's in a position to know, I would think, if anybody's going to uncover anything. But, and that was a weird comment that he made back in 2002. 13 years later, 2015, he's leaving the Obama administration to go over and work with, I think he left to go work with Hillary, right? And her campaign. I believe that is the deal. So that's, as he left Obama's administration, that was his last tweet out. That 2014 was his in 2014, his biggest disappointment was not pushing for disclosure. I'm wondering if he talked to Obama at all about that. I think that's rather interesting too as well. All right, now the subject that I wanted to talk about tonight. Look, when I'm coming into the show, And over the last couple of days, all of these ISIS videos and stuff that I refuse to watch now, that is my question to everybody. I mean, it's just on my mind. And if it's on my mind, is it on everybody else's too? That's what I want to know. I want to know what you think. Are you done? Do you care? Do we let them fight it out? Is there something really going on over there? I don't know. Do you know somebody personally that has been over there, either in the military or otherwise, some humanitarian effort that has witnessed things that you've talked to them about? I don't know anybody that has been over there. I haven't personally been over there. I don't know. I would love to have a firsthand account of somebody that I trust that can tell me really what's going on, really what is the bottom line. I don't have that information. I don't. I only know what the mainstream media has chosen to feed the country and the world, and how other people are reacting to it. And that's my point. I want to know how you feel as a FADERNIGHT, as somebody that's open-minded, that is, that filters out what they hear from mainstream media. Has it worked on you, or do you think that it's working on the rest of the country? I think it's very important, because if we're going to choose to send our boys and girls into harm's way once again, it just bothers me. It bothers me, and I want to just make sure that it's all worth it. Okay, and that's my stance. I've called uncle. I can't deal with it anymore. I can't. The occasional video and the story is one thing, but to be bombarded with this 24 hours a day, it's the last thing you read at night, and it's the last thing you see at night. It's the first thing you see in the morning when you wake up, and you just deal with it all day long. And somebody's choosing to do this for a reason. And then to have Obama come on TV today and talk, it's just like it's in your face now, 24/7. And when that CNN poll came out last week, I said CNN, I don't know if it was CNN, but when the poll came out last week, that 3 out of 4 Americans are backing this, a war against ISIS, I had to stop and scratch my head. Well, who are they talking to? They haven't talked to me about this. Have they, anybody that listens to this show, anybody poll you? Any calls come into the house? Did you get polled? I just want to know. All right, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 calls lined up. I'm going to take the last one first. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
This is Max from Northern California.
Hi, Max from Northern California. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm listening to you, and I'm feeling it, too. I just wanted to put out some words about the angst going on, and you're talking about the media.
Yep.
I think it's really ironic that reaction to the Charlie Hebdo thing in Paris brought out how many hundreds of thousands or million people, and there's people being eminently sent to, thousands of our people going, and we're pretty quiet. And that to me is troubling. And I think what you're talking about, the drubbing of the negativity, is intending for us to be quiet. And that's kind of where I see you're coming from. I feel your frustration, and I think it's coming from a person that's saying, does anybody realize why this drubbing is happening?
Do you think this, like I said, this pummeling of America with mainstream media, not only America, but the world right now with all of this ISIS, whether it's fake or real, it doesn't matter. It's certainly visually horrific, and it's disturbing for people to watch. Again, it doesn't matter if it's fake or real. It's still disturbing, and it's affecting people. Do you think that it's starting to get the effect that they want?
Well, yeah, I think well, to me, honestly, my honest answer, it's hard to know. Because if we're taking information from the panopticon, that's giving us the images, fake or real, then we don't know if the stats are real.
Right.
So then you start questioning, if you take that back a few more steps, does then you start asking the sort of nihilistic question. So I think this is all about nihilism. And I think the people that are doing it, that are executing it, are nihilists. I don't think they believe in anything. And when you're dealing with people that have that much power, that don't believe in anything, you better watch out. So I think it's time for people to look within and start figuring out where they're at. We need to all like go within, brief moments in the day and start taking those steps so that we can reconnect with each other when things hit the fan. Because the more we look outside at what the lie prism is putting on the wall, then we're in more trouble. And I agree with you about real or not, because in reality, just turn it off. Because if you question the source, why keep going to the source?
And okay, go ahead.
If you think the water's tainted, why go back?
Yeah, exactly.
If you see dead horses around, this mirage water source,
don't drink the water.
What up?
Yeah, right.
That's the thing, and whether it's real or not, you do have to kind of formulate, a survival game plan as far as keeping your sanity, because you can't depend on the source. So it's no offense to the source. It's just saying, hey, look, you sent me conflicting information. If you know a little bit about history and about mass control, that's a purposeful tactic to get people to be paralyzed. And so if paralysis is your question, I do believe that that's creeping in.
Is it our business? Is this our fight? Is this something that we need to go and put our boys and girls on the ground over there and go fight this fight? Or should we just leave it alone?
Well, I think it's an interesting question. If you look back at the large, thing that happened after the Gulf of Tonkin, and you look at those forces, that was all about draft, right?
Yes.
So you're talking about Uncle Sam pulling people from families to go fight this thing. Now look at the difference now. You're talking about an economy that's been pulled like a Persian, rug from underneath our feet, or the tablecloth from underneath the plates of dinner.
Right.
And, people are having to volunteer. So I think the strange, cold, quiet that's existing out there is, well, people are volunteering for this. That's not my problem. It's a free country, right?
Right.
So the whole premises that made us pump like a madman to be prosperous and try to do everything we could to get through our problems in this country, no matter what they are, you have to have an impetus. You have to have some kind of a true desire to get through it all. And I think that was people's passion, because they have the right to do the things they need to do to figure stuff out. That's why I think that it's been flipped. The script has been flipped. Now people are having to go do it by unseen forces, bad economy in parentheses, and they're volunteering in order to have something to do. And they're going into doom. And they're volunteering for it, but they're not realizing it until they get there. That's why you're getting these stories coming back. What's it been since 2003? We're getting these stories coming back, leaking about how it, quote unquote, really was over there, as opposed to the mass stories or whatever that need to be generated to keep whatever machines running. I mean, think about it. Certain corporations that are like supposedly, what do they call them? Think tanks?
Yes.
Well, think of that word, think tank. I mean, then like where the source is and what the whole message is. And to answer your question, over 100-something bases around the planet, it's a hard question to answer. But I think it's our motivations are misled. And I think that the people that are executing the plans, they're playing risk on a whole nother level, dealing with their own nihilism. And I keep using that. It keeps bringing me back to that, because I get is just like everyone else listening. I've been getting that cold shiver, as well. And everybody feels it. But what do you do with it? And it's like,
well, and
they want you to just turn on the big game, and just go to the next fancy commercial, or, but that's drawing up for people. That's not working.
Right. And do you think that, would you be surprised that the next piece of news out of Washington is, we're sending a fleet over, and we're going to start, trucking in and flying in and boating in tanks and weapons, and here we go when we're setting up camp again to go fight ISIS. Would you be surprised if you got that news in the next few days?
I would on one level, because I already think it's happening. Because the thing about it is we're so conditioned here to be brand conscious. So I think that, we're the perfect audience to sell just about anything to, because we know how things work. I mean, we're the most ingenious, creative engine machine ever in the history of man, as far as the society, the potential, anyway.
Right.
And we've demonstrated it as a people. My point being, with the brand statement, is that, look at the flow of events. We go into a country, 2003, ransack everything, blah, 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 disband a perfectly functioning military that we could have used in order to keep control. Now, who do you think a bunch of these people are now with weapons are? That was a disbanded, enormous military. Where did they go?
Yeah.
That's who these mystery people are. The ones that just all of a sudden took over Fallujah.
Yep.
These guys were not getting paychecks anymore, and they were told to go home. What would you do?
Yeah, what was it? The fourth?
These are human beings.
It was the fourth largest
on a planet, dude. They're just like us.
It was
what are you gonna do?
It was the fourth largest army in the world at that point.
Exactly. And you think they didn't have weapons caches?
They had everything. They had planes. They had planes, helicopters.
My point being, everything generated from that point. That was the Pandora's box. That got opened up with the keys of lies in the UN. It just all came out of there. All that, the stuff that's happening now is just like light from a star that blew up, 1 billion light years away, and we're just now seeing it.
Yeah,
and they're kind of titrating where they got us on a tight drip. We're only going to see what we're going to see, and we just have to assume, because that's what the whole point about knowing history is. You kind of have to assume at a certain point that certain A, B, C, D, E, F, G has already occurred. At a certain point, and that's how these guys plan.
Yep, and it's funny how for all of us, it doesn't matter if you're one of the sheeple out there, or if you're a fade or not, and somebody that listens to this show, it doesn't matter. We can all see the writing on the wall, and it just seems.
And then people know.
Yeah, the writing's right there, man, and it's worked.
My thing is that the whole branding thing is, I feel like there was an entity, and then all of a sudden, it goes from Al Qaeda, and then all of a sudden there's ISIS.
Yeah,
and we're buying it that's actually real, because it's not because we believe it.
Do you remember? Hey, Mark. Mark,
I don't think people just. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you remember? A year and a half ago when the story started to come out of Syria. That we were going to start arming these terrorists that were fighting the regime over there. Didn't that sound like just like a bad idea from the word go? Where was the logic in that? Like, that was about to have a good ending.
Well, the weird thing about hearing stuff like that is, okay, let's look at the reality of how things are working. There's no consensus being sought for anything. So when they put a story out like that to make it sound like they're asking for someone's opinion,
yes,
or trying to like gain an opinion out of it, it's like, well, if you're going to do that, then you're going to do it.
Yep.
You're not going to, it's not going to come out. I mean, talk about leaks and the guys that are in prison right now for leaking certain things that were in some cases harmless. I mean, leaking that kind of story to a major press, like, oh, well, we think we're going to try to do the surprise attack.
Right.
What insinuation to the whole nation or whoever's listening. What do you think of that?
I got to
like,
think. Hey, Mark, I got to thank you for the call. Man, you're a smart guy.
I appreciate it.
And you got to call
Take
in
care.
again. Thank you so much.
All right.
Hi, Andre. How are you? Andre, you with us? You are live, Andre. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Yeah, that got dropped. Andre, call us right back. With that, I'm going to take a quick break. It's interesting, isn't it? The writing's on the wall. I can see how this film ends. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Taking your calls, 323-825-5045. Tonight's Fader Night. Tomorrow night, Story Musgrave. I'll be back right after this.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Hey, this is Alan Yohannes from the Vultures and Queens of the Stone Age. You're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com. Rock on.
All right, welcome back, Fade to Black. Yeah, we swapped it out tonight. You know, it's called Dancing. Story Musgrave, tomorrow night. Tonight's Fader Night. We're good. Astronaut abducted. Well done, Dale. That gets a retweet. 323-825-5045. Let's do Fader Night tonight. Winding this thing down. 323-825-5045. You can also Skype in Fade to Black 14. All right. Again, I'm going to reset the topic. The topic is simple. Has the mainstream media's propaganda mission worked on the world, worked on a global scale? Because that is obviously what has been going on. Me, I've thrown in the towel. I can't hang. I can't deal. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. It's depressing. It changes my very being. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm just a happy guy. I love life every single day. And when I get pummeled and pummeled and pummeled, I can't take it anymore. I'm done. So if it's worked on me, has it worked on the rest of the world? Has it worked on everybody in the United States? Is that where it's at? Every single day, it's something. And it's not news like, okay, another city has fallen. I can deal with that. Okay, so what? Okay, let them fight their fight. It's beheading videos. Burning humans in cages videos. little kids running around executing people with a 45, with a 9mm to the back of the head videos. What is this world come to? That is news. That is something that we need to be fed all day long. I personally can't deal. I want to know, do you think it has worked? Do you think it's worked? Whether it's real or not, that's not the point. It's the propaganda machine working at its finest. Do you think that it's worked? 323-825-5045. 323-825-5045. What's that? Jack? Yeah, exactly. 323-825-5045. You can also Skype in Fade to Black 14. All right. Jack. What? Yeah, exactly. Are you talking about television? Let me see here. Let me click on this. You can follow us on Twitter. Yep, that's exactly what's going on, isn't it, Jack? Follow us on Twitter at JChurchRadio. And you can email Jimmy at jimmychurchradio.com. Let's get to some email. Jimmy, with respect, you just answered your own question. The U.S. was in their country. That's what ignited the spread of the Islamic State. Yes, but it started in Syria. We weren't in Syria. Renee, I hear you, but it started in Syria. It didn't start in Iraq, and I could be wrong there. But I believe it started in Syria, but we still backed them. Let's see. Remember that the Star Trek episode where the aliens made the humans' weapons disappear? That's what we need to have happen now. Yeah, that would be absolutely amazing. Brad Kelly's just tweeted in. You know, Brad, I read this a little bit ago, and I'm going to read the first part of it. I heard that if you soak bullets, yes, I'm with you on that, my brother. I just can't read that over the air, but I'm tending to agree with you. Hi, Donna. How are you tonight?
Oh, I'm doing fine, Jimmy. I was not going to call, then I decided I should call. This is off topic, but a little while ago, we had a lot of excitement in our neighborhood.
What happened?
There was an object to the south of us. What brought my attention to it was the coyotes went crazy, and the dogs went crazy, and our security light went off. So I went outside to check. My sister came out, and she said, "What is that?" And I looked, and there was an object to the south of us. And I think it was about 20 miles away because it's near the little town that's south into Mexico.
Really?
And
wait, Donna.
Hanging there in the sky.
Yeah?
And it was flashing yellow, orange, red, blue, and green. I've never seen a plane flash those colors.
They don't. It's because it wasn't a plane, Donna.
And it was about 20 miles away, right? And I put up my fist, and I could barely cover the lights. They were that far apart.
How long was it up there? Because in about 2 seconds, I'm going to get mad at you. How long was it up there, Donna?
Well, it was up there for, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes.
Okay.
My sister got her camera, and she couldn't get a picture of it because it's too dark.
Oh.
And I don't have a camera that'll take a picture of it, so we got to work on getting a camera.
Oh, I'm angry. Young lady, 5 minutes and you couldn't get
it's still
one?
there. My sister just came in and told me it went further south, and it's still there.
Go take pictures of the black sky. I don't care if nothing shows up. Go get some pictures. No, tell her to go out there and take as many pictures as she can. We'll worry about whether we can see something. in the picture.
All right, I'm going to go out and I'll take some pictures. I'll let you know if anything comes out.
Well, hold on. No, tell her to do that. I need you to stay on the phone. You're my live on-scene reporter. Now,
go take some pictures, Shelley.
Yes, Shelley, go and take some pictures. What are you doing in the house?
Point and take some pictures and. Oh, here, let me show you.
This is great. You got to love live radio. So Donna says she lives down on the border off of Mexico. She's very close to the border. I'm updating the audience, Donna, as you deal with these pictures.
Well, we live about 2, maybe 3 miles directly north of the border.
Right.
I look into Mexico every day.
And what about the local news down there? Did you call them to tell them what was going on so maybe they could shoot some video?
Oh, they'd have to come all the way from Tucson, and they never like to do anything like that.
I wonder if they can see it from Tucson. Do you think they can?
Oh, no, because they'd have to come through the mountain.
Right.
We live by the Chiricahuas and all that stuff, so they'd have to come on this side of the mountain. I don't know if you've ever been to this part of Arizona, but we live south and east of Fort Huachuca.
Uh-huh. I've been pretty close. Yeah. I've been down there. Yes, I have.
So we're in the middle of nothing, really.
Certainly one of the hottest places known to man, by the way. Okay, so you've seen this object, and it's still out there. It's green, yellow, and what was the third light?
Orange and red. It's green, yellow, orange, red.
Wow, you got something going on there, Donna. Congratulations.
It's weird. It's weird.
Let's see if we can get to the bottom of it.
I've seen a lot of stuff, but when I say it's weird, it's weird.
Well, listen, call us back when Shelley gets back in. Let us know if it's still out there. And does she have a digital camera or is it a film camera?
I just sent her out with my digital camera.
Excellent. Okay, so we still have a half hour left.
I'll post it.
Yeah, you can email us pictures tonight, okay? You have Rita's address, too, as well.
I do.
All right, Donna, thank you so much. I'm excited, man. I can't wait to see the picture. There's going to be something there. We'll be able to see something on... Did it make a sound, by the way?
No.
And
no sound.
How fast do you think...
It actually, at one point it came up, there was a church that's about half a mile from us.
Right.
This big church that has a dome on it and everything, and it came up there and then went back south. That's what my sister said.
Oh, and he mentioned a while ago there was an airplane, a prop plane flying over.
Oh, and she said a prop plane was flying toward it, trying to get close to it.
Oh man, we got some breaking UFO news live on the program.
Yeah, that's Mexico. They're always getting stuff.
Yeah. Did Shelley get any pictures? Did you ask her?
She's looking right now.
Okay, good. Man, I'm fired up. I'm all excited.
Oh, yeah. She's trying to figure out how to work my camera.
Okay, all right.
I'll let you know what happened.
Okay.
So I will talk to you in a while.
Yeah, give us a call right back.
Email you in a while.
You got it. Thank you, Donna.
You're welcome. Bye.
All right, that opens up the phone lines, 323-825-5045, 323-825-5045, 347, you were just here, you left. 973 was here, you just left. When you call in, stay here. Okay, that's it. Just stay here. You will be next. And if you're listening to somebody on the phone here and you're calling in and you're not getting a busy signal, that means you're in the rotation. That's how it works. Everybody else here that calls in, they know how it works. So don't go anywhere. Okay. All right. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, what's going on, Jimmy? How are you?
Yeah, who's calling? What's your name?
Well, this is John calling from Brooklyn.
John from Brooklyn.
Well, I got a question for you. Yeah.
Sure.
I was over on this forum, BellGab, and they actually brought up an interesting point about your numbers. Now, as I understand it, your website has, the way it works is that when you go on, your podcast is an autoplay. So that means anytime someone goes on your website, you get a listen, and then you log those listens. Like, those are your listener numbers.
So what's your? I have no idea what you're talking about. But so what's your point?
My point is that the numbers that you claim are your listeners are completely false.
I don't claim numbers. Have you ever heard me claim a number? Have you ever heard me say a number out loud ever in your life? No.
Yes.
Oh, come on. Please.
Yeah, I have.
Okay. When?
Lying about the listener numbers.
You're lying about the listener numbers.
When? Oh, my God. All right.
How many listeners do you have?
How many listeners do I have?
You were top rated on the UFO convention bio.
What's
top
that?
Rated.
Okay, isn't
you
that
said
cool?
That you were top rated.
Isn't that cool? Do you listen to this show?
Yeah.
Do you listen to this show? Do you enjoy the show? Do you not enjoy it?
I listen to the show, but
because you listen because
it's a form of punishment.
As a form of punishment, it's morose to you. So, but it's obviously what's funny is it's important to you because you're not listening to another show. You listen to this one. Thank you.
No, I mean,
I really appreciate it. Well, obviously it is because you called in.
Well,
I think that's fantastic.
I'm an actual listener. You can claim me as a real listener. Isn't that great?
Absolutely.
So now,
thank you.
Yeah. So
right
now
on.
You have what? You subtract all the listeners that aren't yours, and then you have me and like 10 other people. That's
right.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem.
You have a great night, my brother.
You too, sir.
Hi, you're live on Fade to Black.
Hi.
Who's calling?
This is Debbie from Montana.
Hi, Debbie from Montana. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing okay. Today's my birthday.
Today's happy birthday.
Thank you.
So what's cracking?
Well, I just called to see if I could brighten up your day after this naughty person was on the air. I was going to say something else, but I was like, no, don't go there.
Why?
Well, he's just being kind of rude.
Yeah, well, look. What's funny is with anybody like that, and I'll say this: this show's been on the air for a year and a half, and that's the first and only call we've ever gotten like that. I don't care, emails or whatever. It doesn't bother me. Always remember one thing: anybody that says anything like that, I'm the show they're listening to. And so if they're going to call in, it's because this show is important. That's why. He's not going to call into a show that doesn't matter. That's, you know what I mean?
Saying,
it's so.
I turned it down when you. What was he saying? Because I turned it down when you answered the phone. You answered my call.
He said that we had 10 listeners, which is retarded.
10 listeners.
Yeah, which
Where
is
has
retarded.
He been?
Yeah, exactly. So, and as soon as he brings up Bell Gab, which is, just there's, I don't know, there's probably a couple of thousand Bell Gabbers, as they call themselves, which is fine, whatever. They have their little group of people. So, and they just hang out and do their thing, whatever it is.
What is Bell Gap anyway? What is it?
It's a comedy website. It's actually pretty funny. It's pretty entertaining, and and they poke fun at and destroy or talk bad things about anybody out there. That's what they do, and so it's funny.
Oh.
You can go and read stuff not only about me, and I'm a nobody. But if somebody wants to sit there and talk about me or different talk show hosts, I don't want to say their names, but and sit there and talk about them, it's because those people are important, and so if they take the time to do that, it's because they matter. They're not going to sit there on that website and destroy or lampoon people that don't matter. And that's what they don't get. No, actually they do get it. They actually do understand that because those are the people that matter, and that's it. So it's a pretty funny site. I used to go there and enjoy it and laugh, But then it just slowly got over. I haven't been to Bell Gab in, oh man, I don't even know. It's been months and months and months, maybe 6 months.
Where's it at?
I don't know. So it does. My point is, then it just started getting really ugly, and they were talking about people that I care about, that and that, you know, and I'm just like, why do you want to take these people down? And then they turned on me. I was like, wait a minute, I haven't done anything to anybody, and if anybody out there ever knew anything about me, I think that what they would do is they go, you know, Jimmy, honestly, seriously, we don't mean it. We're harmless. It's just what we do over here. We just tear people up, you know, and that's probably true. If I knew them personally, I would think the same thing. If they knew me personally, they would know that I'm just a cool guy. I'm just like everybody else. You know, that's it. That's it. I have no agenda. I have no axe to grind. I don't take people down. I don't do any of that. And if people go and try to take this show down, it's because this show friggin' matters, and that people care about this show. And people come and listen to this show because they want to be here. They enjoy themselves. So I'm just like anybody else out there, you know, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Debbie, you called me. What's up?
I don't know what else to say now.
You gotta love it, huh?
Well, I was just shocked, and I was sitting here, you know, I'm playing my game on the computer and listening to the show, and all of a sudden this dude calls up, and I'm like, what?
Well, you know what? And seriously, I take all calls. It doesn't matter to me. And it's kind of funny when a doofus like that, well, I don't know him personally, but he sounded like a doofus, when he wants to call up and tries to, he's open. Come on, brother, put on the gloves. You're calling me. I'm not calling you. You're calling me because you care. That's
you have
why.
the ability to hang up and go, click.
No, I would never do that. I would never do that. I didn't do it then either. I would never do that. Oh, no. There's no reason to. We can all get along. And so by him calling up, he actually got the nerve, you know, to call in. And he wants to take a crack like that, which is just stupid. It's just dumb.
Yeah.
I don't know who put him up to it. But he's going to face the facts. The facts are, you're calling in, you listen to this show because you care. That's it. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. He had nothing to say, and that's it. He can call back anytime too. And he better take notes. he better be ready. He better have his bullet points ready to go.
Well, I was surprised when I got down here late tonight. I didn't even hear, like, I usually try and get out about 8:30 our time, Mountain Time.
Right.
And I got down here late, and I heard you say, well, we did a switcheroo, and the astronaut's on tomorrow night. It's Fader not tonight.
Yeah, Fader night. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I went, oh, okay. You did the switcheroo.
Yeah, it's all good. You know, it's either Fader night tomorrow night or Fader night tonight. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I was just surprised. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's fine, you know. Everybody's just going with it.
Thank you so much for the call, Debbie. And you know what? Happy birthday.
Okay, thanks a lot.
You got it, Debbie. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. Man, I'm losing my voice. All of these phone calls. I'm literally losing my voice. I need to get a drink. I'm going to do it live on the air right now. This is Fade to Black. 323-825-5045. 323-825-5045. You can Skype in Fade to Black 14. That's right. This show matters. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Follow us on Twitter at JChurchRadio. I'll be back right after this short break.
You are listening to my boy, Jimmy Church, on jimmychurchradio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. That's right. It's a show that matters. Sebastian just dropped. Sebastian, if you can hear me, call right back. And I saw that. It said there was a problem with your connection. Fade to Black, 323-825-5045, 323-825-5045. You can also Skype in Fade to Black 14. Yeah, we had to do a switcheroo tonight. Tomorrow night we'll have Story Musgrave on with us. Tonight is Fader Night. We'll do a little switcheroo. Looking at do a time traveler open lines one of these days. That's from Arthur Portillo. We should do an open line. Let's see. Lori just said, we call that bless your heart, means screw you Southern style. Hey, Sebastian, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm good. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's okay.
I did see you.
It faded away. And so how you doing tonight, brother?
I'm very good. So really quick, because we're running short on time. On the guy who called, I don't know. I don't think we should make a big deal about it. I mean, overall, he was very respectful, right?
Yeah. But you know what? This is just like any place else. Everybody is welcome, and that's it. You better come though. If you're gonna come with that, have bullets in your gun. That's
what I was gonna say. Like if you're gonna call, then I'm gonna quote you on where you said what and why I don't agree, and then just ask you about it, right?
Oh man, it was. My point is really simple. You listen to the show, don't you? Yep. All right. Yeah, because I want to, because it sucks. Yeah. You listen to the show because it sucks, or whatever he said.
What are you doing? Yeah, like what are you doing with your life then?
Right. It's hilarious to me. It's really hilarious. It's totally funny. And but you know what?
But anyway,
he had the NAD. He had the NAD to call in. He was, you could tell, he was a little nervous, but he's welcome anytime. I wrote his phone number down. It's right here. I should call him back. Should I call him back?
You know what? I don't think he was expecting you to answer the way you did.
Yeah, right. So what's going on, man? The question of the night, obviously, you've been listening to the program all night.
Yeah.
Are you done with the mainstream propaganda?
Well, let's just. I'm just gonna tell you what I think about the whole thing. And what I was gonna say is, I'm originally from Mexico, so I've been exposed to those kind of videos for a long time now. The difference is, because it's gonna sound like I'm some kind of sick guy that is only watching those kind of videos. But sometimes you can't help it, especially when, like in Mexico, you just see those videos. But I can't help but to contrast the ISIS videos and then the Cartel videos. Cartel videos are very fast, quick, get to the point, and then kill the person. They're very, like, homemade, too, you know what I mean? There's no heavy editing, no sound effects, nothing. They just get to the point. But then I look at the ISIS videos, man, and I'm like, okay, this is bad, right? Obviously, you're like, holy crap, how can you do that to a person?
Right.
But then I look at the ISIS prisoners, man, and then I look at the Cartel prisoners, and there's such a huge difference. Like, the ISIS prisoners, they're like taking stage directions. They're like, okay, now look at the camera here. Look at the camera there. And they're like, oh, make this dramatic face, like you're about to die. Like, that's where I'm like, what is this? You know what I mean? Like, is this even real?
Yeah, that's an interesting point.
And then I look at the cartel prisoners, man. They're seriously just waiting for it. You're gonna die. You're not gonna still give the guy the luxury to tell you what to do in your last minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Yeah, wow. I never really thought about it like that. And
again, I don't want to sound like the sick guy that is watching these videos for entertainment. No, it's just I take a step back, and it's still part of our society, right? Like I don't take any pleasure in it. I just see these differences, and it bugs me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, what's really going on? And on that note, though, then yes, I'm done with it, because it's like, because this is not just religion, this is not just the state, this is going global. So how can the leaders just stare at those things and be like, oh, okay, just, someone will take care of it?
Do you think it's working?
That's the problem, though. I don't know what they're trying to get at. Like, if you ask me about the cartel videos, the message was clear. Hey, we're in control, and this is going to happen to whoever messes with us. I don't even know what the message here is.
Yeah, that's another interesting point. And I wanted to bring up Mexico earlier, because what's been going on right here on our own borders has been pretty nuts. And it seems like mainstream media up here in the States has chosen to ignore what's been going on with the cartels on these border cities. And I don't get that, but yet ISIS is more important than what's going on right here with our friends to the south.
Because like, let's be honest too, right? Like, the Mexicans are not going to go grab a French journalist and kill them. They're not that bad. Like, it's just literally it's between gangs and that's it. Maybe the government.
Right. And so why is one situation more important than the other? And what's going on with, like I said, our friends to the south. I mean, you're our neighbors. And it's going on right here, but yet we choose to make, ISIS more important than that. The school bus full of the Mexican students that just disappeared, and that's
another. I don't even want to go there right now.
But that is about as tragic and as crazy as anything that you could talk about, and something that needs to be dealt with. But yet that isn't it came and went in the news up here like it was a non-important story. And you think about all of those families and everything that was involved. It's as rough as it gets. But ISIS is more important than that? I don't think so.
Let me ask you something. If your military went to a school in the States, your own Marines went to that school and then kidnapped your kids, do you think the United States will get away with it?
No. Hopefully not.
Don't you think Russia or anyone will just jump into it right away?
Yeah, and so, and what's your point, though? I want to know your view.
That didn't happen in Mexico, though. Nobody cared.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? I don't get that. I don't understand.
And that's what happened in Mexico, though. The own police, the people that are supposed to protect the people there, were the ones who killed those students.
Yes. It's a crazy situation. And how
again, I'm not trying to prioritize things here either. I'm just saying this whole ISIS thing like really needs to stop right now. I'm in the same page as you. I'm like, okay, enough.
Yeah.
Enough. I can't believe they're editing videos. This is a heavy production, and there's like sound effects and everything, and nobody sees the cameras shooting them. And I like, come on.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Sebastian, Donna Colvin's calling back in with her UFO photograph. So let me grab her. And
no worries.
You've got to call back in, man. You're a friend, and we need to talk about this further. Thank you so much.
Right. See you, man.
You got it. That was Sebastian, everybody. Donna.
Hi.
Okay, I got your...
I threw on my robe so I could stay outside. It was so cold.
Okay, I'm looking at the pictures here. Everybody that wants to see Donna's pictures, just come over to Twitter right now at JChurchRadio. That's what you want to do. And I'm retweeting everything. And let me line these up in Twitter really quick. Okay, got it. And let me look at some of these pictures. Interesting. Okay, and
there's one where you can see the fence. My sister had the flash on.
Yes.
She had to figure out how to turn it on. And you see this really bright colored light.
Yep.
Do you see that?
Yep.
That's it.
Interesting.
And the reason I say that is because my camera's not sensitive enough to pick up starlight.
No, the stars aren't here. What's the three little orange dots to the left of the little UFO?
You tell us.
Okay, we're going to blow this stuff up and start to analyze these. Congratulations. This is great stuff. Wow.
Yeah, and it was like, at one point we saw other little lights, but they didn't show up. I didn't put those pictures on there. And they were like trying to get close to it or something. They looked like planes.
Wow. This is good stuff, Donna, in real time, too.
Well, I'm excited because usually, I have to call in and say, oh, well, when I was young, it happened. But this is something that's happened now, and that's pretty amazing to me.
This is good stuff. Wow.
And you'll see one of the pictures, the color is like an orange.
Yes.
Do you see that one? Where it's large and orange?
Yep.
Well, it came toward us and then headed out. And it was like near us and then away from us. It was that fast.
How many pictures did you send us? Just these 4, or do we have more coming?
No, there was
6.
7. 6, 7.
Okay, well, I see 6 here in Twitter.
Yeah.
Or is there 4? 1, 2, 3.
No, there should be.
Yeah, here it is. Here's the extra set. Okay, I haven't looked at these either.
Yeah, there are 7 in total.
Okay, well, I've got 6. Wow, this is interesting stuff. All right, now see, I can only blow it up so far here in Twitter. What I see is very interesting. Arthur Portillo just sent us one blown up. Wow. So it's orange in the middle and then white on the top and bottom. These are great pictures.
It's very strange, don't you think?
Yes, I do think.
I've never seen planes or trains or automobiles with those lights before.
Wow, thank you so much for this, Donna. You are the best.
You're welcome.
And tomorrow night we will have some analysis done, and we'll blow these up. And the ones that are perfectly circular too, as well. I want to see what those look like blown up. So
yeah, that's what I said. It was amazing how much we got with this little camera. It's just a little quickie camera that I took on vacation with me. It's just not a great camera, so I was shocked we got such good pictures.
Send us some more, Donna. Let me grab one more call, and then I've got to get Les in here. Thank you so much. And tomorrow night, we'll talk to you tomorrow night, and we'll do some analysis.
Oh, that sounds great. Talk to you then. Bye.
Thank you, Donna.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, so that opens it up. Oh, Les, I just lost you. Okay, we're at the end of the night. We need Les, the closer. I need Les, and there was a 972 there too as well. If you want to get in one last call before the end of the night, let's do it right now. I feel like taking one last break. Oh, man, Donna, I'm looking at these pictures. If you guys want to see this, go over to hashtag F2B. They're on the Twitter feed right now at JChurchRadio, and you can check this out. All right, here's Les. Les, the closer, how are you tonight, sir?
Good, Jimmy, good. I wasn't sure whether I should call in or not.
No, man, you're the closer, brother.
So this thing with ISIS, man, and I'll put in my 2 cents. I think we should butt out. And if you don't like what you see, just turn the TV off. I just cut cable off last week. I got tired of it.
Yeah, man. Today I was just like, I cannot. when the Arthur, I'm retweeting Arthur's composites here. If you want to see these, if you want to see Donna's pics that she has taken live during the show tonight, just come on over to hashtag F2B, F2BQ, my feed at JChurch Radio. There you go. Okay, I'm looking at these composites. I don't even know what to think. These are crazy.
Dude, the one that he blew up that's like really big and it's like multicolored. It's like yellow and white. And dude, what is that? That's not a plane.
No, it's not a plane. No. That is not a plane. No, there's that you can rule out. Plane is off the list. I don't know what it is, but plane is off the list, and I can't wait to see the rest of these. And I like what Arthur's doing here. Arturo, I just call him Arthur. I can't believe that. Arturo, and blow these up. Okay, so you think that we should just let them sort out their own business?
We have the best enemies money can buy, Jimmy. We left all that stuff over there after the Iraqi war, and what happened? We trained all these people, and now what did they do? They took it, and now they're going around killing people. And Sebastian had the right idea. If we saw people in America, our Marines, our Army, whatever, go into a school and say, okay, you're a witch, you're a Christian, you're you're whatever, and slit their throats in public or light them on fire, would we do nothing about it, Jimmy?
No, we would not only would some, I want to say, civil servants, peacekeeper, police, whatever, would deal with the National Guard or whoever would have done that. But us as citizens, we would correct the situation. Yeah, we would definitely correct the situation.
Why does it have to be us? Why does it have to be the United States? We put our fingers in everybody's freaking little pie everywhere. It's been too long. It's time to back off. Really.
Now, and then we throw in the other element, though. The other element is one of our citizens or more has been, kidnapped and tortured and beheaded and murdered and what have you and raped. Mm-hmm. Do we then go in because if I was that family, I would say we need justice here. And so that's the other part that complicates things. It's really complicating things.
Yeah, well, but then again, we've gotten to the point where, ever since 9/11, or actually since World War II, it's been one crisis after another. We've been in one, the longest standing peace I think we really had, and it really wasn't even a long standing peace, because they called Vietnam a conflict. We ended up at Grenada and then Panama, and then, there were all these other altercations, where, we sent Marines or we sent our troops and, they got killed, it's peacekeepers. It's time to back off. I'm specifically tired of our brothers and sisters, our mothers and fathers, going over and getting killed over a religious conflict. Mm-hmm. And faith is a wonderful thing. Mm-hmm. Religion, time and time and time again, has caused more strife and chaos and death than just about anything that I can think of. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
I'm with you. Oh man, it's so hard for me to keep politics and religion out of this show. It's so
Yeah, I
hard.
know
It's
what you
such
mean.
it's such an easy frame of mind and an easy discussion to go into, and it gets my
It's a hot
blood.
button topic.
Yeah,
too.
it gets my blood boiling just like everybody else. So what I am trying to do objectively in this is let's remove Obama, let's remove the Republicans, Boehner, let's remove Washington D.C. out of the mix. Let's remove religion out of the mix. Let's take all of that off of the table. All I'm trying to suggest here is the propaganda machine that seems to be rolling full steam on this seems to be having an effect. It's affecting me. It's affecting my my mental stability, my joyous attitude. And if it's changing the way that I look at life and what's going on in the world, I just want to know if this effect is working. Is it do you know, not against you personally, but I'm just talking about the masses in general. Is this steamroller thing having an effect, and is it actually working?
With me, no. But with the masses, quite possibly, yes.
Yes.
You know, Jimmy, let me just say this one thing. The UN was brought into existence to basically stop, like, you know, genocide against other peoples and wars, and supposed to, you know, get all these, you know, conflicts, you know, and talk about them instead of going and fighting. What happened 10 years ago in Africa? And we didn't lift a finger when all these people riding camels went into all these different villages and towns, and because of old tribal wars, they started killing people, masses of people. And what did we do about that, Jimmy?
Yeah, and you know
Nothing.
what? Yep. Rick just said right here, some want freedom of religion. I want freedom from religion. That is so well put, because, you know, I just don't look. I just don't look at people in a religious sense. I don't have those glasses on. You know, and
neither do I generally, Jimmy. I try to see the person for who they are and what they are before I see anything like that. I can have a best friend that's Christian. You know, that doesn't matter to me. It's when they push that on me that it bothers me.
Yep. I'll tell you something really funny. This is a direct statement, and then we'll wrap up the night. About 20 years ago, I worked for an electronics firm here in Los Angeles in the Valley. And they were a big chunk of this company. There was a couple of hundred employees, but a big chunk of the company, not a big chunk, but there was a lot of people there that were from Iraq. And they had, I was friends with all of them, but they had a heavy metal band, okay? And they came to me and they said, Jimmy, can you record our band? And I said, yeah. And I did. And I listened to their stuff, and they were really cool. All 100% from Baghdad. And I went over to their apartment. I met their family, and they had lived next door to each other. And seriously, man, it was a drummer, a couple of guitar players, a bass player, and a singer, and their families. And I never once did it ever occur to me to say, hey, are you guys Muslim? I never thought about their religion. I didn't care. People are people. You know, and I had questions about Iraq. Yeah, what's it like there? Wow, Baghdad. Wow, the thief of Baghdad. I remember that. You know, but that was it. It never occurred to me, and still doesn't, to bring somebody's religion into question because it's where they're from. I don't live my life that way, and it shocks me that there are people out there now that are forced into bringing religion into question because of what media has brought us, and it's sad.
Religion, you know, there's supposed to be a separation between church and state.
No pun intended. And with that,
no pun intended.
Take us out of here, man. Take us out.
All right. First, Jimmy would like to thank all the callers who phoned home tonight. Fade to Black, executive producer, is Rita Kamurian. Show is produced by Hilton J. Palm and Mark D. Kovar. Special thanks to LJ3, that's me, Renee, and Jonas. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Vito, and Mark D. Kovar. Fady by Dale. Webmaster is Method of Signaling. Music is by Doug Aldrich. Intro by Spaceboy. SpaceboyMusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network. And for Fader Night, Jimmy and I are out of here.
Thank you, Les. Everybody be safe. Tomorrow night, Story Musgrave. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Thank you, Les. See ya.